Welcome
It's
everyone. Welcome to session 0 of D&D. um, as I make a mess and knock everything over on my desk. We are here. We actually have a bunch of people here tonight, which is very interesting. It's different and I love it. But we have here two very famous streamers, Crabopoly and the Saucy Bartender.
Yeah, mine's an Alex, right? Yeah.
So let me give you guys a shout out because you guys, for anybody that hasn't seen Crab's channel, shout out. I can do this. Crabopoly. I can spell, I think.
Can you?
It works.
You did it.
Yeah, this guy plays Super Mario Maker and does all these extremely hard levels, as you can see from this thing.
No.
And Mariah makes all sorts of fun
Gotta make the cocktails.
Oh, that was funny.
Oh,
sorry, Rona.
Yeah, that's how he does it.
Yeah, I swear to God, I am nowhere near as good sober as I am loaded.
It's kind of like drunken boxing, right?
Yeah, exact same idea.
You have to hit that right point, because if you overdo it, then you are completely sloshed and you can't even make a single jump. But if you're not
I'm surprised
drunk
he does
enough,
anything.
right?
I mean, it is true. Yeah, but by the end of some of those nights,
It's a hanging balance you have to meet.
Yes, exactly.
Gotta find
And
the in-between.
we are also joined with Unfortunate Teacup, the one of my co-players in the Western Winds. You may have known him as Varys, and he is probably one of the more story-driven people in the party for that game. So I'm very happy to announce that he's going to be a player in this as well, especially since I am. This is going to be my first time DMing, at least for an online group. I have done 2 sessions of a in-person group, and I'm hoping that everything works out well. So,
Hello.
hi, Alex.
Well, I was
Okay.
saying hello to them. Sorry.
I know. I don't like awkward silences, right?
Oh, don't worry,
So-
we can fix that then.
yeah, no issues at all.
Fantastic. Okay. So I had asked everyone to kind of come up with just a 1-sentence concept of what you want your character to act like, your personality. I want to be a drunk with a gambling problem. I want to be a cheerleader who's not very athletic. I want to be something along those lines, and potentially have some sort of picture of what you want your character to look like kind of the aesthetic, the clothing, if you want to carry any specific weapons. If you haven't thought of that, that is perfectly fine. The goal of tonight is to literally just make a character from scratch and get you guys set up on roll20, and I can show you how to do that, how to use roll20 and everything else. So,
Can't wait.
there's-
Let's do it.
okay, does anybody want to go first?
I'll let one of the vets take her away.
Well, I don't have a lot planned out, but the only character idea that I had was like maybe like this person from. I spoke with Mines, the DM for this campaign, and he told me a bit about what the world was gonna be like, about like an island where strange occurrences were happening. So my idea was like maybe I'm the son of an adventurer who went to explore this island, but returned injured with no evidence that he actually made it to the island. So I'm trying to like go actually make it to the island and prove that my father's claims were true, that he actually did make it to the island. That's pretty much all I have at the moment.
Yes.
Yep.
I
And
like
that
a
is
castle in the sky kind of idea. I like it.
What was
Mhm.
that?
Like a castle in the sky kind of idea, where like I'm gonna prove that my dad went there and ultimately
That's
going
exactly
there.
what I was thinking.
So that is actually perfect. And here, just to kind of give you guys a little bit of background.
Yeah.
Um, trying to figure out what you guys would know before this, but really, what this has to do with there is this island that is off the coast of the of Faerun, which is in the Forgotten Realms. It's the world of Dungeons and Dragons 5e. This island kind of appeared out of nowhere. Hey, Deck, welcome in. So the island appeared out of nowhere, and all these dragons have been fighting at this island. And there seems to be some sort of inexcusable or inexplicable draw to have all these dragons come to this island. They don't even know what it is that is drawing them here. There is a small little kind of temple that has been made to the for dragons. You have the god of the metallic dragons, which is called Bahamut or Bahamut, depending on who you talk to. And he is the ruler over all of the metallic dragons. So there are, I think, 5 or 6 different colors of dragons that are brass, gold, silver, bronze, copper. I forget the last one. But you have those colors of dragons. And then you also have Tiamat, who is the 5-headed Hydra, who is the queen of the evil dragons or the colored dragons. So you have red, black, green, blue, white, I think are the 5. So all of these dragons seem to have been drawn here, and they're trying to fight for something, and they keep dying here. Nobody really knows why. So with this, at some point there will be some sort of a tie-in to your backstory, whatever it is, and I will come up with it. Depending on your race, on your class, I will have some reason to bring you here to learn more information or to seek out some sort of adventure that is going to happen. And the adventure is going to happen specifically on this island and this island alone. There's not much of anything that is going to happen outside of the island. So your backstory for this is not going to be super long or anything like that. It's just a matter of a concept, how you want your character to act. And if Alex's character is coming in here to say, "Hey, I want to learn more. My father came here. He was injured. He doesn't know. Um, I want to come here and finish his research." That is a perfect example of what we're looking for. So if you guys, Crab and Saucy, if you guys want to think about some sort of sentence or short blurb like that, I can go over kind of the process with Varys so he can go through and create a character, and then I can move on to you guys.
Sure.
Yeah, I got a storyline.
Okay, what is it?
Ooh,
All right.
cool.
I was like, I can whip something up, I'm sure. Mine was kind of like a sword for hire kind of idea where I'm like a criminal, I'm unemployable wherever I am. And so I get hired to find the dragons because over at a pub, someone overheard me talking about this myth and how I've seen it, but I don't remember necessarily where it was. And then I eventually, 0 to hero. You redeem yourself and become a better person. That's usually how the story goes.
Okay, so you're a criminal who is trying to make amends or kind of repent for your previous past, and you
Kind
are
of, yeah,
trying
yeah.
to okay,
Yeah,
perfect.
kind of idea, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, that's an awesome idea.
I thought, and obviously when you hear about dragons, you would want to essentially go see a dragon. I would.
Yes. However, in this world, if you come across an adult dragon,
Yeah.
chances are you won't walk away.
Oh,
So you probably
Dra-
don't want to go see.
Dragons are very dangerous, especially if you come across any of the chromatics in particular. But yeah, we can absolutely do this.
excellent. I'm here for it.
It just means you have to have that confidence.
Oh, yeah.
I
That's
know
all I have. Fake confidence.
exactly.
Seriously.
Now, question: what kind of a criminal would you be? Are you a white collar criminal? Are you somebody who beats people up and steals their gold? Are you somebody who breaks in as like super stealthy and doesn't want to get caught?
Probably stealthy. I think I like,
You
kind
want
of
to be a
like a
cat burglar.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, like
Okay.
yeah, totally.
So you
Stealing
want
the treasure.
so you want to see what treasure would be on this island and potentially bring it home and be rich,
Yeah,
or
essentially,
donate
yeah.
to the poor and be Robin Hood. Either or,
Either
you've heard
or.
there's a treasure and you want to find the treasure. Okay,
Yeah, I want the treasure. Yeah.
perfect. Now,
That's what I think.
the reason I asked you that question is because there are a couple different characters or a couple different classes that specialize in stealthing. First of all, is obviously the rogue, right? They slink around, they sneak around and do this, and they go through and they try and steal stuff, and they're very handsy. You use knives, you use swords, you use stuff. Oh, we got a raid from Dwarf Down Under. Wait, he was still streaming? Sorry.
Hello.
The
Hello,
gentleman
Raiders of
that
the Lost Ark.
the gentleman that raided us has been streaming for probably 20 hours straight. He was on a birthday
my
subathon.
goodness.
My yeah, and
Oh,
I
that's a lot.
I asked him about 12 hours ago if he was going to bed anytime soon so I could potentially raid him when I was done. Let me give him a shout out because he deserves it. He stayed up this late. Hey,
I
dwarf.
thought it was just because dwarves were stubborn bastards.
Dwarves are stubborn bastards. That's why they live so long. They tell death to fuck off.
Awesome.
The Reaper turns up and they go, no, not yet, laddie. Fuck off. I'm not done with this thing. Like 100%, I picture that's how the first dwarf went. Like the first dwarf in creation. That's why he lived so long. The Reaper turned up after 100 years and was like, all right, your mortal soul needs to pass on to the next life. And he goes, laddie, I'm not fucking done with this.
Yep, that is the dwarf down under. He has an awesome accent. He puts on very entertaining streams, and he's also made a couple NPC monsters stat blocks for my upcoming campaign that I'm still writing.
Oh, cool.
But yeah, he's definitely a very good guy. That was dwarf on a fucking tangent. Yes, that absolutely was. But yeah, thank you very much. Welcome in, Raiders. I am Mines. I like to consider myself storyteller extraordinaire. We are just getting started on me becoming a DM for the first time and going through character creation in a session 0 for D&D. No, Dwarf, you need to get some sleep. Thank you again for the raid. Get some rest. Have a great weekend. Hopefully, I will talk to you soon. And anyone who wants to stick around, you are more than welcome to. 22 hours. Good God. Yeah, you're dead outside too, I'm sure.
That
So,
is
yeah.
an extraordinarily long session.
No, he was playing all sorts of different games like Ashes, The Remnant, something or other. He was playing.
Oh, Remnant from the Ashes?
Yes.
I know that game.
Yeah, he started that and did a couple other games today too, as well. He does a lot of different things. He's got a lot of different people that he streams with, but mainly he just plays cooperative games and used to do D&D. I don't know how much he does it much anymore, but yeah. But he's in Australia, so he's much. Normally, when I go to bed, he'll start streaming right around that time, or like half hour later. But I need to pour myself some water, and people said they wanted water ASMR, so I'm going to see if my mic picks this up.
Water ASMR?
Yeah, I have no idea if that worked, but yeah,
I heard something.
Oh,
Okay.
Claire says she's on her way.
Awesome. So Claire can join a little late. She is very good at creating a character on the fly. I'm not worried about that specifically because we're starting with Mariah.
Mhm.
So we back to what we were doing before we got on a tangent, and I know I'm bad at those. So stealthy person.
Yeah.
Do you want to be somebody who is going to be melee and sticking a knife up between somebody's ribs from behind? Do you want to be somebody who's firing bow and arrows or hand crossbows from a distance? Do you want to be somebody who can track creatures and kind of be more of a support class? Do you want to be a damage dealer?
Hmm. I think yeah, I'd like to do like melee weapons, like knives and kind of close combat, but not like a full sword. Like everything would be stealthy kind of idea.
Okay. You can do that with like a short sword or a
Yeah.
rapier.
Yeah.
I know you haven't seen Game of Thrones, so I'm trying to think of somebody that's similar to
No, we have.
Syrio.
We have. I've
Okay.
caught her up.
I'm all caught up now.
We're on the
Okay.
bad season now.
Okay. Well, do you remember Syrio? Not today,
Yeah.
Death. Not today. That's kind
Syrio
of
Farrell.
yes.
Yeah.
You could
The
be
water dancer.
Syrio with stealth.
Oh, yeah, I want that.
That's kind of the
Yeah, I
best way I can
totally want
describe rogues. Okay, perfect. So we'll make you a rogue.
Absolutely. Machine gun.
A rogue with a machine gun. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, if you want to have a machine gun and a rocket launcher, there is a class that can do that.
Ooh.
It's called the
Maybe-
Artificer.
Maybe Joel's gonna be tank or something.
Oh no.
Could
I've
absolutely
got,
do that.
I've got it locked down.
Yes.
Ooh, you got
Um,
something in mind?
I do. Yes.
Yes, Deck. I will show you pictures of artificers. You can be Iron Man. You can be a spider bot. You can be, carry a battle cannon, which is literally a mortar or bomb launcher, et cetera, et cetera. Yeah, in this rule set, you can pretty much do anything you want to do. It's just a matter of how do we get it. How do we explain it? Okay, so Saucy wants to be a rogue. Do you have any idea what you want to look like? You want colored skin? Do you want to be a human? Do you want to be a different class or a different race? There's Goliath, there's dragons, there's elves, there's halflings, there's dwarfs, there's tieflings, which they kind of look like what you would imagine a devil to look like. There are celestial beings.
I want to be a tiefling.
A tiefling. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So let me see. Let's go to tiefling rogue. Let's see what we can find just randomly. Excuse me. Any particular color of skin? Typically, you'll have like reds and purples, but there are some like greens and blues.
I think purple.
Purple. Okay. Here's a first one. That's not too bad. I don't know if you're watching the stream, but like, here's a perfect example. Let me post this in character art for you. Like, that's just an example of what a tiefling rogue would look like.
Hold on 1 second. It's just loading. There we go.
You are fine.
Hell yeah. That looks dope.
Okay. There's also tieflings can also look like this. And I mean, you can also say, yeah, since because of this, you want to be kind of a fashionista as well. You can be the fancy looking, person who is literally just, waltzing in, schmoozing the key off of some poor sap and just going home and taking all his valuables or her valuables and walking away and
That's exactly what I
looking
want.
fancy
Yeah.
while you do it, right?
Yeah, fancy while I do it. Yeah, exactly.
This sounds bad for me.
Her true colors are coming out, right? Okay.
I want to steal treasures and look good doing it.
Perfect. Okay. So then let me get this down. So Saucy is going to be tiefling rogue. You want to be female or male?
Male.
Male tiefling rogue.
I'll
Okay.
be like a femme male.
Okay.
I just realized I'm like talking up to myself, but
No, absolutely. Like that's the thing. We want you to get in character.
Cool.
Right down to the purple skin.
Exactly. I mean, if you want to dress and do that, I can put you on camera and I can put everybody's camera on the stream if you want.
Oh hell yeah! Cosplay it. I could do that.
No, I'm serious. Yeah, absolutely. I would love that. Okay. So what we're going to be doing, and I think I have it here. see it get to where we're at. I'm going to add a channel. How do I add a channel here? Edit channel to create a text channel. Dice rolling. All right, so what is this? Tieflings face and stealth, so up the dex and charisma. Yes.
Huh.
So what you're going to be doing is with your class, we're going to be rolling dice to determine your stats. But as a rogue, well, as any class, and this is just information for you as at all, you have 6 different statistics. So if you're trying to build a character who is a rogue, you're going to be dealing with weapons that have to do with your agility, and you're going to most of your roles are going to be acrobatics or trying to pick locks or trying to stealth, which is based off of dexterity. There are 6 total ability stats. You have strength, you have dexterity, you have constitution, which is more of kind of your physical toughness and fortitude, which gives you more hit points. You have intelligence, you have wisdom, and you have charisma. Intelligence is more book smarts, wisdom is more reading people, reading kind of their emotions and reading the situation. And then charisma is how well you can persuade people, intimidate them, lie to them. It's more of kind of your personality, how willing people are to trust you. Strength is obviously if you're trying to break down a door. If you're trying to pick a lock, which is very delicate and you need to have agile fingers, that would be dexterity. As Yuki says, can you hold your liquor? I don't know. Roll a constitution save because, again, your physical toughness. How well can you hold your liquor before you get drunk or have to puke, throw up, whatever it is? That is constitution. So as a rogue, your 2 highest stats are typically going to be dexterity followed by constitution.
Okay.
So let me see if I have a dice spot here. Roll 46 A3.
To be fair, she can hold her liquor pretty well, so I guess that kind of lines up anyway.
I guess that checks out.
Yes. Okay, so do me a favor, and we're gonna go to dice roller. Do you want me to roll your dice for you, or do you want to roll them?
Can you roll it for me?
Yes, I can.
Thank you.
Okay, so let's see. We're gonna roll, and now the way this is gonna work is we're gonna roll a bunch of dice, and I'm gonna give you ability scores. I'm gonna give you 2 sets of numbers, and I want you to pick one of them. So
Okay.
I'm going to do this roll 6 times. I'm going to hit go. Oh, there we go. Okay. So we have, put this here, 14, 13, 11, 14. Oh, wait, we need to drop the lowest one. So, first one is going to be 13, 11.
Okay.
Oh, hang on. Oh, if you're typing it out, that'll be much easier. If you can just type it in the dice rolling channel, that would be fantastic. And you
Okay.
are going to have, first one is going to be 13, 11, 9, 12, 10, and 12. Hey, Mama Bear, welcome in. Thank you for the sub. I appreciate it. Hope you're doing well. A lion shirt or wolf howling at the moon?
Okay,
There you go, Deck.
13. Hold on, I apparently don't type that fast at this time of night.
You are fine.
Like,
No worries.
my fingers forgot how to work from now and from work.
Perfect.
There we go.
Okay. So now you're going to do the same thing, but we're going to do one more set. That's it. So 15, 14, 10, 15, 13, and 14.
Okay.
It's actually some really, really good rolls.
I was gonna say, do those sound like extraordinarily high to anyone else? Because
They
like I
do.
know nothing about Dungeons and Dragons, but I know about numbers, and those sound very good.
Well, you're
They
rolling.
are.
We're basically rolling 4 6-sided dice, and you're dropping the lowest one. So you're keeping 3 6-sided dice. So the maximum number is 18.
Yeah.
Oh, dope.
So if you are, I mean, you have 2 scores that are 15 and 15. There's your Dex and Constitution, and everything else is going to be your bonuses for your rolls are going to be 0 or higher. If you roll below a 10, you can have negatives to your roll. So if you roll a strength check and you have 9 in strength, whatever you roll, you're going to subtract 1 from that number.
Okay.
So that's what these ability stats are doing, which is why you want your dexterity roll to be kind of your highest and your constitution being the next highest.
Okay.
And then everything else is going to be kind of however you wish for it to be.
Okay.
Okay. So we have
Cool.
your race, which is tiefling. We have
Yep.
your class, which is rogue. We
Yep.
have your stats, which you're going to put through, and you can tell me however you wish to put them. I have a feeling that you're going to select the higher of the 2 sets, which is going to be the second set, the 15, 14, 10, 15, 13, and 14.
Yeah.
So all you need to do is determine which of those 6 ability stats you want them to be in.
Okay.
And then we need to, I will come up with a reason for, the rumor that you heard that there's treasure on this island. I will come up for that.
Okay.
Oh, thank you, Mama Bear. And you're done. You basically, the
Ooh.
only thing I need, the last thing I need from you, aside from what ability stats you want where, is I want you to find the perfect picture of your character. And you can
Okay.
search, I can give you a couple different websites that you can search on if you want. It can be Google Images, there's deviantart.com, there is artstation.com, there's a number of different places. But you can, you can literally type in femboy tiefling rogue and see what pops up, and there's probably a picture that you want. But I just want you
Perfect.
I want you to pick your character.
I like this. I like this. I like this power. I enjoy this. I was out of the 6, like I would probably want mostly, what did I write? Charisma, wisdom, and intelligence. But I already have.
But for a rogue, those aren't what you want.
Yeah, that's not what I want. Yeah. So like originally when you said it, I was like, oh, okay. But now I'm like, what would I decide?
Wisdom, charisma. So for your character, I would say obviously you want 15 dexterity, you want 15 constitution. Your next highest one could be charisma, which is how you can charm your way into and out of bad situations or good
Yeah.
situations, depending on who you ask.
Yeah.
I would put the 14 there.
Yeah, I would want charisma for sure. Because that's how I find things out and get people to tell me where their treasures are.
Perfect. You can also be good at, you have another 14 and a 13. What do you want your weakest stat to be? You want to be really good at picking locks, but not very good at busting down doors?
Kind of, yeah. I was thinking strength or, yeah, strength or like maybe no, I want to be smart.
Okay.
Yeah, probably strength would be my last. That's why I'd have to be strategic how I fight, which would come with hopefully like intelligence and wisdom.
No. Yeah. Sorry. Deck. I just say, just don't break the terms of service. This is after hours stream. You are welcome to do whatever you want. Just don't do racism. Yeah, no isms. Perfect.
I'd also like to go on record here, just the way that those messages played out. There is also no racism in my channel.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just so we know.
Yes. Okay. So Saucy, you're basically going to get a +2 or a +1. to your intelligence checks or your wisdom checks. One of them is going to be your perception, what you notice around you. The other one is going to be mostly used for your investigation when you're looking for something like a hidden cache of some sort, or a trigger point, or a switch, or a lever that's kind of stuck in between walls. So you have investigation, or you have your perception of what you hear, what you notice about your surroundings. Which would you like to be higher?
I think intelligence would be second, so I'd want my wisdom to be probably first.
Okay. So then
Yeah,
we're going to
wisdom.
put 14 in wisdom and 13 in intelligence. It is
Yeah.
literally just a +1 bonus and a +2 bonus. So you get, which one do you want the +2 bonus on? And if it's your wisdom, perfect. Okay. So we have your stats, and the only thing I need from you is your character art. And you are done for the time being. And we can
All
move
right,
on
yeah.
to who wants to go next.
Rab.
Yeah, I can take her away next.
All right. So what is your concept?
I want to be like a really, really, really bad detective.
I like it.
Like, do you know like Gil from The Simpsons, who's bad at everything he does?
Uh-huh.
Yep.
I want to be that.
Okay.
That's great. I love it.
Okay. Really bad. Trying to figure out how to word this. So really bad detective. Okay.
Yeah, like people come to me for cases and I find clues that have like absolutely nothing to do with what they asked me to do, and like I expense gigantic steak dinners on their per diem tab, and I never get anything right. They're never solved, and when I solve them, they're wrong.
Do you want them to? Do you want that to be by choice, like on purpose, and you're really super smart, or you want it to be that you are truly dumb and you just lucked into this
Also,
job and you're using it as kind of like a con artist kind of thing?
I so the problem that might present itself for the party is that I also want to be a mage. And I know that intelligence is something I'm going to want to have to be a mage class, but I really like my character concept.
Not
Different
necessarily.
different classes have different spell casting abilities, such as if you are intelligence based, you are a wizard who learned magic by wanting to study it. So you've learned by
Okay.
books and doing.
Okay. No,
Sorcerers,
I want to be like innately a mage. I want to just like have popped out and been like shooting sparks out of my fingertips.
okay,
That's a sorcerer
that's a
right there if I've
sorcerer.
ever heard of one.
Yeah, that's what I
Sorcerers
want.
are born with magic. Warlocks, on the other hand, make a deal with the devil. They make a pact with a patron who grants them their power. And
Oh, actually,
their
that's a-
spellcasting ability is charisma, which happens to be seeming like how you can con people yourself.
I see.
Sorcerer's
No,
spellcasting
I
ability
think
is also charisma. Just so
I'm
it's,
stupid.
I mean, if you want to be born with the magic, then sorcerer is the class for you.
I want to be a dumb sorcerer. Yeah.
Okay.
But I
You
want to be able to
absolutely can do
talk to
that.
people really well.
Okay. Well, yeah, sorcerers, again, like rogues are dexterity and constitution, sorcerers or warlocks are both going to be charisma and constitution. So your
Perfect.
charisma, I mean, yes, charisma class characters or charisma based characters, they tend to do most of the talking. They tend to do most of the um, finagling. So,
Love it.
yes. Okay, really bad detective sorcerer.
That's how I get people to keep coming back to my detective agency, because I'm so good at talking to them.
I
You've,
like the way this
you,
party's
never-
going already.
you have talked them in to your fix, your solution. Like you've given them a solution, even though it's not what they asked for, and you've convinced
Totally
them
wrong.
that it is what they've asked for. So they are fantastically pleased, and they pay you anyways.
Could not be happier. Yeah.
Makes sense.
But
Okay,
everything along the way was wrong.
perfect. That is
Detective Conan, yes.
Mhm. Okay. So then I'm gonna actually, I think I already have a hook for this. So let's go with do you know what you want to look like?
I'm kind of feeling like Demon Hunter from World of Warcraft vibes a little bit.
Okay. Most demon hunters. Okay.
just like the appearance of them, not like anything to do with like their class or like their stats or anything like that, but just like the horned tattooed appearance.
Okay, so we have. So you want horns? Got it. I'm trying to think because there's tieflings. There are also like the half dragon.
Is there somewhere that I can just like quickly look up like D&D race appearances?
The appearances. I mean, I would just Google horned um, races D&D just on Google, or I use DuckDuckGo.
Here we go.
I mean, tiefling is the most common one because that's what I can think of. But then there's also the half dragon. There are, I mean, there's a satyr race, I believe. The minotaurs are another one. Yeah.
Actually, you know what? Give me an elf. I'll be an elf.
You want to be an elf? Okay.
Yes. That suits the magic vibe I'm going for.
Okay. Then do me a favor, go online,
Yeah.
and there are actually here, I'll do it right now. Elf race. Because there are a bunch of subclasses of elf. There are high elves, there are wood elves, there are a bunch of different things, and they all have to do with different um, types. You know, there's the dark elves, which are the drow, which is what Varys was. And they come from deep underground and they worship Lolth, the spider god, who is trying to, kill anybody who doesn't want to convert to being dark elf.
Okay.
You have the Eladrin, which are native to the Feywild, the realm of beauty, unpredictable emotion, and boundless magic. You
Okay.
have the what else? The high elf, the sea elf. There are the Shatter Kai, which is kind of the Raven Queens, that dark, mysterious. They would give that demon hunter vibe off. However, they are from a different plane, and they're coming in to try and advance the Raven Queen's will. They were once Fey like the rest of their elven kin. Now they exist in a strange state between life and death. They're kind of like I would say, undead elf. And then you
Okay.
have the wood elves, which are kind of what you would normally know as an elf. Like if you've done the night elves from World of Warcraft, that would kind of be
Sure.
like
Yeah. Okay.
the wood elf or the twilight elf. There's also the pallid elf. I guess that's more like the night elf from World of Warcraft. The light cantrip, and you are specific to, the blessing of the Moon Weaver, which is the god that those elves do.
Okay. All
Do
right.
you have any particular type of elf that you're trying to be?
So I kind of like what Deck mentioned. Are there any like elves that would have like be classified as taller than others? Because I do really enjoy that idea of like going to investigate things and hitting my head on stuff because I'm too tall.
I think that, I mean, all the elves typically are the same size. I
Okay.
don't think that there's any way to say that no, elves can't be tall. Like if you want to be taller than a door frame, um, I mean, you absolutely can be. I mean,
All right.
Yuki, correct me
I'm
if I'm
so
wrong.
yeah, just looking up appearances here. I think I'm kind of vibing with the look of his. I might butcher the pronunciation, but Shatter Kai,
Okay.
the
That
ultra
is,
pale white hair look.
yes. And you are somewhere between life and death. You're in this strange state. Eladrin and Shadar-kai are like
Oh, you're talking
reflections
about
of
my
each other.
character. I was like, yeah, that
Yes.
describes me pretty well. Yeah.
Yes. You are basically devoid of emotion. That is one thing that Shadar-kai are known for.
Yeah.
You are
Yeah.
okay. Okay, but if you're devoid of emotion, it means that you're going to have a lot of fun trying to consider or trying to convince other people, like, no, this is what you wanted. Yes, I'm sure this is what you wanted. Oh, fantastic. Thank you very much. Kind of thing.
Yeah. I
Okay,
like it. Yeah. I think I will have fun with that.
cool. All right. So, tall, Shadar, Kai, elf, sorcerer. And you are detective. Can you think of what your claim to fame would be and what your advertising pitch would be if somebody is looking to hire you but they're not sure?
Well, I kind of feel like my commercial would just be me super deadpan and like, I'm the world's best detective. Come to my office.
But you have the high charisma. Perfect.
Yeah, the charisma makes it come off better.
Okay, so you
More
don't need
charismatic
to come up with any sort of pitch. It's just, hey, I'm detective. Come see me.
Because I am so overwhelmingly convincing. Yes.
Perfect. Okay. Then we need to have. You need to roll the dice. You want to roll them, or would you like me to?
I can give him a roll.
Okay.
Where am I going to?
I just went to rolladie.net.
Actually, because it's my first time around, actually, I don't want, like, let's let you do it so that there's no, like, hey, he's cheating.
Okay.
Not that he knows what he's rolling
No
for,
worries.
No
but-
fucking idea, but either way.
All right. So your first stats are 11, 11. Jeez. Poor roll here. 11, 11, 10, 17, which is
Not bad.
fantastic. I mean, max of 18.
Mhm.
Then there's 9 and 12. That's your first one. Click roll again. And we've got 14, 15. Okay, you're typing it out. I will stop this then. Okay, so your next one is 14, 15, 11, 12, 11, 12.
Number 2.
Okay. So you're going to be kind of mediocre, run of the mill. And yeah. Okay. So Constitution.
I don't like
And-
that 9 in the first one.
Let me give you some sort of perspective.
Sure.
In the Western Winds, right? All of our characters had a collective average intelligence of 9.
Yeah.
We had people
Oh.
with 6 intelligence. We had people with, I think I was one of the most intelligent people with an intelligence score of 12. So I got
okay. So 9 isn't like horrible.
No,
then.
9 is a -1 to any strength roll. If you're trying to break down a door as a sorcerer by beating it down with your fists,
Yeah.
you're going to have a -1 to whatever you roll. If you roll a 20,
Okay,
it's an automatic success anyways. But the 9 is not a bad thing. The 17 is an extra +1 to your bonus for your highest roll, which typically is going to be charisma.
Okay.
So
Okay,
just to
I
put
see.
that in
Okay, I thought
perspective,
that one was like bad. Okay.
no, they are
Okay,
both
in that
great.
case, then, yeah.
They're both very good sets because you only have one stat that's in the negative. I mean, I think everyone in Western Winds had 2 stats that were negative.
Yeah. Okay.
So I
okay.
mean,
Jack,
it's
yeah,
yes, Yuki. It was Cormac. Cormac had an intelligence of 6. He had trouble speaking
Cormac.
English.
Yep.
But that's why he was just like, "Oh, I found this belt. It gives me 19 intelligence. I'm the smartest one of all of us by a
Pulling up my
lot."
stats to put things in
Okay. Yeah.
perspective.
Let's take the first roll then. I like that 17.
Okay.
To put things in a bit more perspective, Varys, at level 17, mind you, has 20 charisma, but 6 strength.
So Varys can't
Okay.
break out of a wet paper bag.
No.
Yeah.
That's probably gonna be me.
Well, the thing is, you can pick your way out of the door. You don't have to try and break it down. With
That's true. Yeah,
sorcerers and whatnot, you can cast a fireball at the door and probably blow it up. So you don't have to worry about beating it down. However, if somebody grabs you, you're going to have a harder time trying to struggle your way out. That's the only difference between strength versus anything else.
Yeah. Okay.
So you can
That's
still
the
be
best
smart.
part about that's the best part of being in a party. We're not great at everything, but we cover for each other's we cover for each other's weaknesses. And we
Totally.
come
I like
together as a group.
Yes.
I like.
I'm just gonna convince all of you to do the fighting for me.
Yes. And you're going to be the one that says, "Oh, out of the way."
Yeah,
No,
please.
no, see that? I need you to do that for me. You're basically the Rocket Raccoon without the actual emotion.
I love it. I love it
Holy
so
fuck.
much.
Okay. So with this, you have 17, 12, 11, 11, 10, 9. Basically, what is the one stat you want to be negative?
I mean, strength for sure.
Strength. Okay. So, and it's a
Or do I
negative
want
1.
so what is dexterity good for? What does dex
Dexterity
do?
is going to be if you're trying to roll out of the way of a fireball, if you are trying to climb up something where it has, if you're trying to walk up difficult terrain and you might lose your footing.
Okay. Okay.
Dex.
Yeah, take the point off of strength then. I don't need that.
Okay. So your constitution typically is going to be your next highest. And at 12, sorcerers, wizards, casters don't really have as much constitution as anybody else.
Sure.
But the difference of your scores is going to be a +1 or a 0 or a -1. And we've already taken care of your -1. So you need
Okay.
to pick one where you're just going to have a 0 roll. Whatever you roll, that's going to be your roll for whatever stat it is, whether
Okay.
that be dexterity, intelligence, charisma, or excuse me, dexterity, intelligence, or wisdom. Because I highly recommend putting your 12 in constitution just for that reason alone. The fact that
Sure.
it's your hit points, it will give you an extra hit point. And at level 1, which is the most dangerous point of any D&D group. Hey, Claire, welcome in.
Claire, you made it.
I am so sorry.
Hi,
For some
Claire.
reason I was having internet issues, so I'm here.
You are fine. We understand. We've gone through, we've created Saucy's character. We are just about to finish doing the stats for Crab, and then I was going to head to Varys and then to you.
Okay, sounds
All right.
good.
Cool. But Crab, you have basically a +2 bonus to either dexterity, constitution, intelligence, or wisdom. You have a +1 to 2 of them and a 0 to the rest. So would you rather have the extra hit point, or would you rather have a +1 to like dodging out of the way of fireballs or something of those things?
I'll take the hit point. That seems safer.
Okay. So then you have +1 to 2 of the remaining 3.
Okay. And what do they do for me?
So
So I know
dexterity is going to be
okay,
defensive
how is-
as well as
Yeah,
trying to pick locks or trying to be stealthy. Intelligence, again, is kind of your investigation, what you find when you're looking around for things, which
I feel like that
actually,
should be rogue. I'm such a bad detective.
I was going to say, you could absolutely do that you can put the 9 there.
I think I kind of have to, don't I?
You don't have to, but flavorfully, that would be
Yeah.
ideal. That would be
That's
correct.
the lore. Yeah, it's got to go there.
Okay, so that is your only negative. We can put the 10 in your strength if you wish, and that way we'll just put the 11 in the other 2.
Yeah, that sounds perfect.
Okay, cool. So we have your stats. We have your race, which is Shatter Kai. We have your class, which is Sorcerer. And by the way, all of these stats, you will get to put +2 into any one of them and +1 into any of the other ones as well. So that 17 for you becomes a 19. So you will have 19 charisma or +4 to all of your charisma rolls starting at level 1.
Spectacular.
And as Alex said, he's level 17 and he has 20 charisma.
Lovely.
So you're right there. You are almost perfect charisma.
Love it. I mean, I am, but
You are perfect.
Exactly, right?
Okay.
I'm also really modest.
and really humble. Yep.
Yeah.
The character's bleeding into the person.
Well, no, I think it's the person
character
is the character. Yeah, exactly. All right. So we got your character. Again, I would love for you to find your character. Find a picture of a Shatterkai elf. You can put in sorcerer if you want, or if you just want to find a Shatterkai and say, I want my character to be that, we will make you the sorcerer look just like that.
Beautiful. And then you want me to dump it in the Discord somewhere?
Yeah, the character art is
Oh, there it is.
perfect. Yep.
Okay, good. I have mine too.
Sweet. I will do some hunting.
Okay. And by the way, both of you, what I need you to do is go to a website called Roll20 and roll20.net and sign up for a free subscription or free account there. And when you are done there, I've posted a link to the Roll20 and I will pin that here in Discord, but it's in the general chat pin message. There we go.
Does the name and email address stay private?
Yes, that stays private. All you need to do, once you have logged in, you click on the link that I posted in Discord, and that will take you, that will join the game. And when I create your
Sure.
character sheet, when you log in, you will only be able to see your character sheet and nobody else's for the time being. And yeah, that just, it's a way that I can get you in the game. That's what we will be playing on, as well as kind of where all the information is going to be kept. All the dice rolls are going to be there. Your character sheet is going to be there. And speaking of which,
Perfect.
I completely forgot about any sort of audio. I wanted to play audio for the stream tonight, just so I have it on the background. So we're going to get started, and I'm going to play that. At least this stream doesn't have dead silence in the background. Okay. So we have Crab done. We have Saucy done. Next up, Varys or Claire. Who wants to go next?
I would like to go next.
Okay. So
I apologize for my silence. I've honestly just been brainstorming character ideas this entire time.
yeah, there's no problem.
Okay, and I'm super sorry to interrupt here. Where do we go on Roll20? I created the character and everything, and to look for a place.
No, once you create your account in Discord and game chat, I think it's like 5 messages up. You'll see I have a app.roll20.net/join link.
Sure.
Click on that link and it should take you directly to the game, and it should automatically insert you into the game.
Perfect.
Oh no.
Thanks
That's
to
gonna be-
Roll20, online D&D is made easier than ever.
Yes.
Yeah, this is
Fucking
great.
kidding. Wow.
Hashtag not sponsored.
Sponsor me, Roll20.
But we fucking wish.
Yeah, the only thing
I
that
sounded too
Roll20
much like
doesn't
an
have.
ad.
There you go. The only thing Roll20 doesn't have is it's not, you can't make your character and put it in here. You have to pay for the content. They have all the official content that you can buy, but I've already paid for physical books and whatnot, so I can use it for free, but I just have to set everything up manually. And that is the
Okay.
only thing. Okay, so we've got all 4 players here.
So that's
Awesome.
what we did our ideas for, right?
The what?
That's what you needed the the ideas for the
Well,
picture.
when you send me the picture that you want, I'm going to make your character art, your token, that picture.
Amazing.
So when you guys are on Roll20, if you click on Launch Game, it should, correct me if I'm wrong, it should take us to the start, which is just a picture of a giant blue dragon and an archer and somebody with a bow staff.
Totally, I see it.
Okay. And when you're there,
Not yet.
okay, so let me make sure that I can do this. Okay, there. And I've created character sheets just to start. They're blank. Don't worry, they will be filled out with everything that you guys need.
You might
And
need
I-
to go through and delete a couple of character entries in there because I accidentally clicked it and I clicked it twice. There's 2. Just
Which one?
the Mia Brulu and the Weskin, whatever.
No, that was
That's
in an
only
old
for
one.
me.
That was in an old one. I've deleted those in this one. That's yeah.
20 is just
It might be. Yeah, if you log out and log back in, or just refresh the game, it should work. Let me
there
see.
for me, but that's probably just
Okay. Okay. So you guys all should see your I'm just looking to see if there's anything that is set to everybody. I don't see anything. It might be you got
Am I supposed to hit launch game?
yes, if you hit launch game, and actually let me remove
Sure.
these 2, delete. And I will delete this. Okay, so there should be
Okay.
under everybody should see two things. There should be something called player handouts, and there should be something called conditions. And then there should be a sub menu of that that says characters, then under players, and then you should see an entry with your name in it. Claire, Crab, Saucy, and Teacup. Let me know if anybody doesn't see those.
Is this where we're gonna be making our character?
Yes. And if you need me to create the character sheet for you, because I have not paid for all the content, so it's only going to be whatever is in the SRD. So yeah, if you need me to do that, then just let me know. I will make sure that it's set up before next Friday.
I clicked on it, but it says Fluthreg Igla, like that.
Oh, no. Let me delete that one. Okay, so underneath their handouts.
Yeah, because when I click on Teacup, it's not. It only says bio and info. It's not letting me edit the character sheet.
Okay, that's why, because I haven't done this. Now you can edit it.
Little look-see. There we go.
Okay. Sorry.
I'm same situation there. I can't edit mine either.
Yep, I'm going up the list. Claire's next.
Oh, I got.
Now everybody should be able to edit their own. Yeah, if you use the character mancer, you won't be able to put in everything. I promise you. And like I said, if what you don't want, or if what you want is not part of the information that they provide, let me know and I will make sure I fill it all out for you. But yes, if once you find the pictures, your token will be there. And one thing to do, there you go, charisma save. So yes, when you click on the
Click on your name.
Yep.
The sheet directly. And then this is where you edit the numbers. So whatever numbers you had before.
Oh, they go down
Yeah.
there. Oh, I see now.
Yep, you can put them in. And yeah, like I said, I will make sure that I get in all your abilities, your weapons, your armor, everything, all like that.
Awesome.
Deck, this is going to be a weekly thing every Friday night, starting at 9 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. CST, 6 p.m. Pacific. So it's basically, I'm moving my stream up 2 hours, and that is going to be my new schedule. And for the next 4 to 8 weeks, we're going to be doing this every week, every Friday night. And making it earlier hopefully means that, you know, people aren't getting tired and they don't fall asleep, and or you know, they can actually join it because they're not going out until later. I don't know. But yes, it'll be a weekly thing. And Johnny the Taco, hey, how's it going, man? Welcome in. I'm sorry,
Is
I
that
got
a
caught up in
taco?
it. Is. The man has a taco for a head.
Nice.
Alright, so just to confirm, I'm putting this in properly. So I know I had 17 charisma. I know we put my 9 to intelligence. And then was it 12 constitution, 11 dex and wisdom, and then 10 strength?
Yes, it's 10 strength, 11 dex, 12 con, 9
Yep.
intelligence, 11 wisdom. That looks right. Perfect. And you can see that you have your abilities or the skills that are based off of intelligence. Like just to the right of it, you'll see that longer list of things: sleight of hand, nature, acrobatics, deception.
Totally.
Those bonuses that are next to the checkboxes are based on your stats.
Incredible.
So all the charisma stats are going to have a +3 to your roll.
Love it.
That's going to change because you're going to add the 2 to charisma from your race and class and all that.
Yeah.
So don't worry about that for the time being.
Okay.
Let me get the stats done for Alex and for Claire, and then I will have you pick a couple different things. There's just a couple more things that you guys need to pick. one being background, and some of them being actual stats based on your class. If I do this, so let me give Crab. I'm going to send this to you. There's that.
Perfect, thank you.
And then you're a sorcerer. Okay. So on there, you will see things for level 1. You'll see your proficiencies where it says skills. Excuse me. Click on the sorcerer.
Yeah.
And then you'll see that there's a skills here. Choose 2 from Arcana, Deception, Insight, Intimidation, Persuasion, and Religion. Basically, that is going to give you extra bonuses to whatever rolls of those you select. You get to pick 2 of them.
Oh, I see. Okay, sure.
So when you do that, you're going to click the checkbox next to those skills on that list. Right?
Okay, perfecto.
And then there's one other thing, and I'm going to give you this. It may seem intimidating to start, but the background you select, and you can pick any background from there, and that background is going to give you an extra either language that you can speak or an extra skill that you get proficiency in. I mean, there is a detective one, I believe. Investigator, I think it's called. There it is. Yeah, Investigator, which will give you, just some things to give you flavor about your character. And all I'm really concerned with are your skill, tool, and equipment proficiencies.
Okay.
Yeah. So if, for example, click on Investigator and you'll see there are 3 things at the top: skill proficiencies, tool proficiencies, and equipment. That's it.
Yeah, okay.
You don't need to worry about your first case or your ideal, your flaw, any of that stuff, unless you want to. That is just more for flavor. But if you want to pick any one of those, feel free, click on any one of them, find something that tickles your fancy.
Sure, okay.
Okay?
And that's going to raise those things.
Yes. Those skills that you pick, you'll be able to hit the checkbox next to that as well.
Okay.
So that way you'll have 2 plus 1 or 2 more skills that you have extra bonuses in when you make those rolls.
Sweet. Okay.
And let me do the same thing for Saucy really quick. I'm sorry, Varys. I will get to you in just a second.
We're on for noobs, I apologize.
Yeah, we're super newbie.
Don't worry about it.
The Saucy bartender. So Saucy, I just sent you the robe. In the class, you were going to be Tiefling. Tiefling. Okay, and you can pick a subclass or sub-race as well. You'll see that there's different bloodlines, which will give you extra things. Again, don't worry about anything that says ability score increase. You just get to pick 2 abilities that you get +1. So you'll raise one of your stats by 1, and you'll raise one of your stats by 2. The different types of bloodlines will give you a special spell that you can cast for free. So you have a bunch of different options. And then I will give you the backgrounds as well. So you can do the same thing that I mentioned that Crab can do.
Okay, okay.
And let me do this 1 second. For some reason, tabletop audio is getting really loud in my ears. Let me turn the volume down. This song is just really loud. Okay.
It happens.
Yes. So I'm gonna go back. Let me close out of crafts. Next up. Okay, so Varys, you were next, and you wanted to be some sort of, well, you wanted it to be kind of a researcher or somebody trying to prove that your dad came here and unveiling the mystery surrounding the island.
Yes. The thing I originally had in mind was a ranger.
Okay.
That way I can have like the well, just honestly, I was just thinking about a ranger.
Okay. That's fine.
Nothing to it.
Do you have a race in mind?
Yeah, just human ranger.
All right, human variant, I would imagine.
I don't know what the difference is. I never like read up on humans.
Human variant, instead of getting a +1 to all your stats, you get a free feat.
Really?
Which in itself is very powerful. Human normally get +1 to all 6 stats. If you play human variant, you get the typical +2, +1, but you get a
No,
feat.
human variant only gets +2 +1.
Yes.
Unfortunately.
So you get +1, +1, and a feat. That is the
Oh,
difference
yeah.
between the two of them.
Yeah, I'll go variant then.
Okay. So you're going to be human variant. Bring this back up. Human variant.
Yeah, because at first I was thinking like a fighter, because my father was adventuring. I'm just like falling back into his footsteps. But I thought
Mhm.
like maybe like a ranger. That way I can add like a bit of survival with a bit of like investigation.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes, absolutely
Kind of like
does.
because it's an unknown area. I felt like less scientific investigator, more like wildlife investigation.
Yeah, which is perfect because rangers get their favored enemy.
Exactly,
Um,
which was I was thinking of choosing dragon, based on what
Perfect.
my father told me his stories.
Okay. Well, the other thing you can do, now that we're actually all in roll 20, I completely forgot about this. You could do that.
Do what?
In roll 20, we can roll our d6 there.
Oh, those are terrible.
So I mean,
46 dropped the lowest.
yeah,
Seems fun.
I don't
Oh,
know.
okay.
Yeah. So if you just want to roll 4d6, and then we'll drop, and you could do that 6 times, then we'll just drop whatever the lowest one is.
Sure.
Because yeah, we need to do it 2 sets, and then you get to keep the highest set. We'll do that.
That's 16, 11. Instead of 6 rolls, right?
Yes, 6 rolls.
1, 2, 3, 4. Is it okay if I just take that first one that you rolled?
Yeah, that's
Or
fine.
should I roll my own?
That is perfectly fine.
5, 6. So that's the first set. Not too bad, actually.
Yeah, that is really good.
11, 18, 19. No. I'm gonna type 5 for the next set.
15,
Set.
10. So you got what? 15, 10, 15, 8, 14.
Or I forgot it was dropped the lowest. I was like, those
12.
are high rolls. And I saw the 20. I was like, super confused. I
Okay.
was like, wait, this ain't adding up.
Okay. We do this. Teacup. Rolls. There's your first one. Your second one is. Oh, wow. Good one for the first one. 16, 7, 16. 16, 7, 16, 12, and 12.
I see one. There's only 5. 16, 7, 16, 12, 12.
Yep, and then one more, which is. Did I miss one? 12, 12, yeah. Did you get 3 12s in a row? You got 13. Sorry, 13 is the first one.
There you go.
Okay, 13, 16, 7, 16, 12, 12. There you go.
What?
All right.
Typed it. For
Okay.
the second, it's 6, 10, 15.
Yep, I put it in the Discord channel.
Oh, Discord. Oh, that's where
Yep.
you put it. I was typing it in the. These are my rolls. What was that?
So these are the two that you have. I'll throw them in here. So those are the two arrays that he rolled. Then we got two 16s and a 13, 12, 12 in one of them. That's probably the better of the two sets.
Yeah. The 7 is like even lower, but like the highs are higher.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll take that. High risk, high reward, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Since I'm in the roll20, I can plug those in myself.
yes. So Ranger, obviously you want Dex, Wisdom, and Con, because Rangers can cast some spells. They're based on Wisdom. Bye, Deck. Have a great night. Sleep well.
Bye, Deck. It was nice meeting you.
Hope your baby isn't too unhappy. Okay, so just let me know what you end up going with. So we have your race, we have your class, we have your stats. Claire, do you want to go next?
Claire, you're muted if you're talking.
I was not. I just got back though. Sorry.
Oh,
Okay. Welcome
good
back.
timing. Do you have an idea for your character? Race, class, anything like that?
I know I'm going some sort of frontliner class, but I do have some questions.
Okay.
I'm assuming no homebrew, correct?
For right now, I'm gonna say no. Just because it's extra stuff that I'm gonna have to research, and between my work schedule and what I'm doing now, yeah, it's gonna be enough trying to get all this going. So I mean, any of the official books, maybe some UA.
I'll probably end up, because I haven't done it in a couple of years, I'll probably end up playing Fighter.
Ooh.
I have not played. I have the only time I have ever played a fighter was the first time I ever played D&D 5 years ago.
Okay.
Cool. I was actually thinking about picking fighter.
Fighter is a lot of fun, and they're very powerful at level 1, level 2. They get kind of a boost before anybody else does. You have a race?
I do not at this very moment. I'm reading up on Stormwreck Isle stuff on the Wiki just to refresh my mind. So I read it a couple of days ago. So I don't-
Okay. Yeah, in a nutshell, there's this island that has been mysteriously created hundreds of years ago, maybe even thousands. Dragons seem to be drawn to this island inexplicably, and there's not much else is known about it. Aside from people are showing up now and again. When the party gets there, they will meet. There's a small temple and kind of a little village that's been set up around this temple, and the job is to kind of explore and figure this out.
I wonder if I should go for like race. Should I go? I'm wondering if I should do like somewhat normal, or should I go just like some
I mean, absolutely go funny.
I'm.
Yeah.
Okay, then for my race, I'm gonna go plasmoid.
You're gonna go what?
Plasmoid. It's from the Astral Ventures guide.
Oh, that's another book I'm
Plasmoid.
missing.
Plasmoid D&D race.
What'd you say, Alex?
That's another book I'm missing again.
Oh, from Spelljammer. You're an
Spelljammer.
ooze.
Mm-hmm. You're a little.
Awesome.
I am an ooze.
Perfect. You can speak, read, and write common. So
Yes, it's very, very weird.
okay.
I can also like. Where is
You're amorphous.
oh, yeah,
You can
see-
squeeze through a space as narrow as 1 inch wide, provided you're wearing and carrying nothing. You also have advantage on ability checks to make to initiate or escape a grapple. Interesting.
So as
Okay.
long as there's an inch-wide gap, I can
Yes.
go through it.
Oh, like an octopus.
Yes.
Oh,
The
it's
creature
not-
type
actually,
is
I'm-
literally an ooze.
Yep,
That's
I am
awesome.
not humanoid.
okay.
Well,
That
technically,
works.
I mean, I have a humanoid form, obviously, so I can like interact with like items and armor and weapons and stuff.
Plasmoid fighter. This should be a lot of fun. Okay.
I actually forgot I had art that I used for something like this. I just have a stockpile of like 4 terabytes of art.
I'm with you. I kind of do the same thing. Okay. Charisma. So we're gonna have a human, a tiefling, a Shatterkai elf, and an ooze.
One of these things is not like the other.
Definitely the human. Definitely the human.
Obviously.
I'm the only normal one.
It's like it's like Hulk and all the aliens. That
And
are
the
just like-
Avengers,
and then Yeah, there's Tony Stark.
No, it's Hawkeye.
It is. Yeah,
It's
that's what a
exactly
ranger
Hawkeye. It's a bow and arrow, no superpowers.
is. Well, his
I posted-
superpower is his bow and arrows.
I posted
Have you ever
the
tried to
art,
be active with archery that shoots hard?
His superpower is family.
No, that's Vin Diesel.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Family.
Okay.
Indeed.
That is amazing. Okay. So Claire, let me edit. I'm just gonna drag. I'm gonna copy image. Oh, I have to save the image. I'm gonna upload
I
that.
can get the token if you'd like. Just so it's easier, unless you like
Oh, I've already got it.
to
So Avatar. We're just gonna go this here. And then downloads. There it is. Okay. So when people click on your character art, this is what they're going to see. Bio and info. No, I can't make it any bigger. That's an awesome picture, though. Let's see. There we go. This is Claire's character, the Ooze Fighter.
Amazing. I like
Wh-
that.
Mm-hmm. It has your has your Jigglypuff boots, Saucy.
That's exactly.
Oh, I like that a lot.
Oh my god, dude. Like, can we both be that? No, I was kidding. I already got mine.
No, that is
Oh,
fantastic.
I completely forgot to upload a picture of my character.
Yeah, if you got them, throw them up there. Okay. So we need you to roll for stats, Claire. And I need to figure out which one did the dice rolling in Eden so I can do that here.
I forget. There's a
Click clack.
command. There's a command.
Yeah, I was gonna say I need to get it on what's it called? Click clack on Discord.
There's a roll.
Molly.
Let's see.
Yeah, it's just /roll space 4d6. I don't know if you can do K3.
Well, there's a stat rolling There's a stat rolling macro for.
Macro, okay.
Hold on.
Rollable tables, safe playing
See if this
cards.
works. There we go. I will post this macro really quick and just in
Okay.
the game chat if you could. This is just for you can put that in. You can put that in and it will auto roll stats.
Okay. Can you do that one more time then? Add a macro.
Oh man, those
Stat rolling.
stats are horrible.
Are they?
Yes, I didn't roll anything higher than a 12.
Oh, wow. Okay, so I assume you're taking the first one.
I'm gonna have to if I want to have any sort of.
I mean, this game is for fun. I mean, we're kind of
True.
memeing it along.
Aren't they all
So-
for fun?
Aren't all games fun?
Yes, but this is one that is particularly not meant for min-maxing. So, all right, so 7.
I have a 7 in there.
Yep.
Yeah, so
Seven's
do I.
pretty-
13.
seven's pretty
12.
low.
Okay.
Um,
12, 11, 10, 10, 12, 8.
I don't have feet.
Okay.
Just pick whatever stat I want to use.
Yep. So just tell me what stats you want, or what you're gonna put them in, and same thing with you, please, Alex.
What was that?
Can you tell me what you put your stats in, just so I can have them here on this sheet?
Oh, I put my both plus ones in dexterity and wisdom.
Both plus ones into dexterity and
Oh.
wisdom.
Oh, you're talking
The
about
the
my
rolled
character.
stats. Yeah.
Sorry.
the-
12 in strength,
okay.
16 dexterity,
Okay.
13 constitution.
Yep.
12 intelligence, 16 wisdom,
Okay.
7 charisma.
Okay. Perfect. And then you're gonna put your plus 1 into dex and wisdom, right?
Yes, that's from the variant human.
Plus 1.
So up
Okay.
to a 17 on each.
Okay. And Claire, I take it you put your stats in already?
So I
Okay.
put. It doesn't really matter which one, but I put the 15 or 14 into strength, and then I used one of the plus ones or plus twos to get that up to 16.
Okay.
I put one of the 12 in dex. I put the other 14 or 15 and then add the plus to get 16 in con. 12 into intelligence, 7 into wisdom, and 14 into charisma.
7 wisdom. You put 12 and what? Intelligence was 12. Charisma
Intelligence
was
12, 14. The
Four-
14. Wait,
four-
wait, no, sorry, 13. My bad.
13 charisma. Right?
Yes.
Okay. So I got that. Okay. And then I need you guys to pick your backgrounds and your the skills for your classes. You guys need the links for those?
I have the player's handbook.
Okay.
Thank you.
No worries. And then for all the backgrounds, since you can use any one of the backgrounds from any one of the published things. I'm just using the 5e tools to get that. I will throw that in game chat. If
I love it.
Yep, 5e tools is amazing. So I posted it there. You just tell me what your skill proficiencies are, and then your languages, and I will make sure that those get put in. Saucy and Crab, I have something for you two now.
Yeah.
So with your stats, the ones that we rolled, you're both going to get +2 into one of them and +1 into another one. Crab, I would assume that you want your +2 into charisma because that's your strongest one.
Yes.
And then you have 2 stats that are currently 11, or the one stat that is 9. Typically, if you have the +1 stat, you want to put it into an odd one to get to the next level of bonus.
Sure.
So I would recommend doing to one of those stats that you have, which is Dex at 11, which would get you from a +1 to a +2 into dexterity rolls. You can also
Okay.
do it to your intelligence, which would then give you a 0 instead of a negative. So you have everything in the flat. You can put it into your wisdom, which will get you +2 instead of +1 to your perception checks, what you hear, what you see around you, kind of being aware of your surroundings.
All right. And so I'll just take this screen I have and up like the 11 to a 12.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Beautiful. Got it.
Okay. Which one did you put it into? Just so I have it here on my sheet.
I put it into wisdom.
Wisdom. Okay. Saucy, do you have the same thing?
Hold
You
on, I
have-
screwed up already. Give me a quick second.
That's okay. And I mean, like I said, you don't have to edit your sheet now if you don't want to. I can
Oh, it
go
doesn't
through
have-
and do all of that if you want.
It'll take me 2 seconds. I just
She forgot what her rolls were.
yes.
Ah. Your rolls, yep. Should be there. Okay, the head and the outfit. Okay. Head and the
Okay, so you're okay. I'll just tell you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just gonna mute while we go through this. I'll be right back.
Yeah, give me a second.
Okay. So Varys, which one of these 2 pictures do you want as your token?
Oh, it's my token. Let me look at them again. I would like. I'm gonna go with the second one.
Second one, okay. Let me do... Okay, you've already uploaded the picture of your character. Perfect. Saucy, I'm going to do the same thing for you. Save this here.
I do want to say, Saucy Bartender, I love the picture you chose to go for.
I do too. I like it a
what
lot.
one, the abstract art or?
The last one.
Oh, the last one. Yeah. That's
Yep.
yeah. That's what I kind of have in mind, like a gold merchant.
Yep. I just need to see if I can find
Perfect.
somebody to edit the white hair to make it black for you. But for right now, I'm just gonna. Okay.
Yeah, I
Well-
could probably do it. I have the systems here for it, so let me
Okay.
see if I can figure out the colors how I want.
Okay. Then we can
That works.
absolutely do that.
Cool.
So we've got
Okay, I
yours.
think I figured it out now too.
Awesome. Okay. And then when Crab finds his, we can throw that up for his art.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. Yeah, just going through the backgrounds right now, getting this sorted out.
No worries.
And see, I was like, background, duh. Picked one already.
Oh, what background did you pick?
Background I picked was house agent.
House agent. Okay.
Yeah, it was like I take pride in my looks and kind of the fashionista, calming goods. You want to
Okay.
look good because you need to take pride in your house back home, I guess.
Well, the house it comes from the Eberron.
Okay.
Which they have different houses, kind of like House Targaryen, House Stark, etc., etc. And each of those are factions for this giant war that's going on, or that has been
Oh.
going on for a long time. That doesn't really have anything to do with this, so we can make it
Okay.
mean whatever you want it to be. There
Okay.
are things like a noble background. There's a charlatan.
Yeah.
I mean, you can be the criminal or the courtier. I mean,
yeah, I was looking at
there's-
criminal as well.
there's all sorts of things.
I already had like deception and wait, no, yeah, criminal, yeah. Wait, what am I doing? Yeah. Hold on, I'm learning. I'm learning in real time.
And
Okay, yeah,
that's-
criminal actually makes more sense. Yeah.
There's also entertainer, which is something that you would take a look at as well.
I should actually.
But yeah, I mean, seriously, pick whatever you want, and then it will tell you. Some of them, it will just tell you these are the 2 skills you get. The other ones are more of you get to pick one of these 2, or pick 2 of these 3, kind of thing.
Yeah, totally. That makes sense.
I'm
There we
curious to see if
Now
this.
I feel like I get it.
Okay. That's because it doesn't have the token yet. Okay.
I chose the Outlander background,
The Outlander. Okay.
and it came with the skill proficiencies,
Athletics
and
and
survival.
survival. All right. Athletics, survival. Okay. And then you'll get your. Oh wait, let me make sure I do this. Unveiling. Outlander. Cool. Okay. So we have. Okay, Saucy, did you decide on which ones you which stats you want to have the +2 and +1 to?
Yes, I picked. What was it? Intelligence and Constitution. So Constitution was
No, you did
no.
dexterity.
Dexterity was a +2. Sorry, and then Intelligence was
Okay.
the other ones.
You and Constitution was your +1. Okay.
Yeah. Wait. Yeah, it was. Yeah. Right. No, it was my Intelligence. It was
Your
that was
intelligence?
the audible.
Okay.
Plus
+1.
Oh yeah, Constitution. Then, yeah.
But you have the rock here. This should be 16. That should.
Yeah. I give
Okay,
me a
so-
second.
So you have 10 strength, 17 dexterity, and 16 constitution.
Yes.
Your intelligence should only be 13.
Yes. Yes, that is true.
Yep.
Yes.
And then 14 wisdom, 14 charisma. Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, so then I need you to pick a background, and I need you to pick your stats from, or excuse me, your skills that you are proficient in from the wiki.links. Crab, I need your skills as well as whichever background you pick, and your character art. Excuse me.
Yes. Still looking for
Uh,
character art.
Yep.
Skills I chose from my class features were deception and persuasion.
Perfect. Persuasion. Okay.
And then my background, I liked the idea of the celebrity adventurers. Is it Scion? Scion?
Celebrity Adventures Scion. Celebrity Adventures Scion.
That gives me both
Ye-
perception and performance.
Yes. And disguise kit. And 2 languages of any choice. You get a set of fine clothes and 30 gold. Nice. You know and have met any number of powerful people across the land, and some of them might even remember you. You might be able to wrangle minor assistance from a major figure in the campaign at the DM's discretion. Additionally, the common folk treat you with deference, and your heritage and the stories you tell might be good for a free meal or a place to sleep. I like it.
Yeah, I like it. I
Amazing.
like it a lot.
It's like Mr. Satan, where he just takes like all the credit for everyone else because he kind of knows big people, kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah. Perfect. Okay, so then you get perception and performance. Awesome. So we have that. So all you need is your character art, and then I will get spells from you at some point throughout the week. We can go over that in just a little bit. All right, Varys, what skills did you pick from your ranger class?
Oh, I'm still finishing up the last of the Outlander.
Ah, okay.
For Ranger, I can take a look at it real quick.
Okay. And
Ranger,
Claire?
page 89.
For background, I took Feylost.
I'm sorry, say that again?
I took Feylost.
Fey Lost. Okay.
That's from Wild Beyond the Witchlights.
Yep. Fey Lost. Deception and survival. And a musical instrument. Cool. I'm not gonna lie. This is gonna be very odd trying to figure out how this. My first thought is gonna be your gelatinous cube, the entire time.
And then this is kind
Welcome back, Deck.
Totally. Yeah.
Deception, survival. Okay. And then from fighter, I think you get 4 proficiencies or something.
2. You get 2.
Now you get 2. Okay.
And I chose athletics and animal handling.
Athletics and animal handling. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? For my musical instrument proficiency, I'm taking bagpipes.
That's always the answer. Period.
Why would you not?
Bagpipes are some of the coolest. I mean, it literally is an amazing instrument. And if you've never heard techno bagpipes, there's somebody that I just found on Instagram who's doing things like playing Through the Fire and Flames on bagpipes.
Nice.
Okay, there's something not. Oh no. Okay, I don't know. Whoops. I'm used to different interfaces. I thought I was getting a +8 in passive perception and 18, but no, that is 10 minus 2.
For my ranger class, I'm picking insight, investigation, and perception.
Okay, so Ranger class, you're picking Insight and what? Perception?
Investigation and perception.
Investigation. Okay.
And perception.
Perception. Did you get 3 or did I just mishear Insight?
I get 3.
Oh, nice. So
Just
Insight,
choose 3
Investigation,
from-
Perception. And then you have Athletics and Survival. Perfect. Okay. So now we've got everybody's skills. Okay, cool. So all we need is the background for Saucy, the character art for Crab, and then we're gonna pick spells, and that's it.
awesome.
And
My
you guys are all done.
background Yay! My background I picked was criminal. That's definitely
Just straight
what I
up
was going
criminal.
for.
Okay,
Not
Well
at
done.
all what I originally picked.
nice.
Okay, so for my art, the vibe that I'm kind of feeling is like a half dead dumb Geralt from The Witcher.
Oh God. Okay. I can't wait to see this art.
I'm having difficulties trying to track down exactly what's in my head.
I might have to draw some shit.
Yeah, so I'm doing great. This group already has me chuckling to myself. I can't wait to start this next week.
Yeah.
And it's not because it's bad. I promise you. It's the funnier it is, the better it is, because we're gonna make all these, inside jokes and like there's gonna be some sort of interaction. Somebody's gonna be like, "Oh, what are you, an ooze?" They're gonna go, "No, I'm not an ooze. I'm something else." And it's gonna be like, "Oh, we need to get out of here, quick! Squeeze through that." Excuse you. Kind of like very indignant about being asked to do something that they're the only ones that can do, kind of thing. Like that's the type of stuff that I can't wait to see.
And Crab's gonna be like, right this way, and then it'll lead you to a totally different place that you shouldn't be.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You'll be convinced you should be there.
Or it's gonna be like, I don't feel like carrying my stuff. You should do it because that's what you're made for.
Better than for me.
And then you're gonna have to roll against their roll, and if you succeed, then they're gonna go, "Oh yeah, that sounds like a good idea," and they do that kind of thing. So I mean, literally, you guys, the sky's the limit with what you can try to do. You can try to do anything you want. You just might have to roll a dice to see if you succeed. Is this the
All right,
picture that you want?
Yeah. It's
Okay.
very like pretty boy, handsome Squidward.
Like Chad.
Yeah. It's
I was
very
gonna
Chad.
say, it kind of looks like a Shatterkai Gronk. Kronk,
Yeah.
Kronk, not
Hang
Gronk,
on.
Kronk.
Kronk. Yeah, totally. Emperor's New Groove. Yeah.
Yes.
He's gonna have to kind of act like him.
Yes, but without the, ooh, I get to see what I get to do. I get to do this. I want to do that. I want to do that. It's like, no, I feel like doing this. Okay, yeah, so let's do that.
No emotion.
I mean, very Spock Kronk. Excuse me.
Like, he talks to squirrels. Who are you gonna talk to?
Exactly.
Whoever I want.
What was I gonna say? So now the hardest part of any character creation and the final part that you guys need for tonight is going to be coming up with a name.
Fuck.
I see that.
There's gonna be a name generator.
That's fine.
I've been we've been playing a lot of Tears of the Kingdom lately, and I'm just like so bad with names that I've been naming all of my horses like people names. But it actually winds up being like hysterical. Like I've got a horse named Terry, and one named Steve.
I had somebody.
Very funny.
He's gonna come back and his name's just gonna be like Greg or something.
No, I had somebody was in a stream earlier today, and they had to name their horses, and they said this horse's name needs to be epic. And I think I was one of two people in the chat. I said, all right, well, name it Stallion, like Sylvester Stallone, but Stallion. And he's like, you know, I have to say, I was going for epic, and I don't think I could do any better. So he named his horse Stallion.
Stallion.
It's beautiful.
For a second, I thought you were gonna say he literally named his horse like the word epic.
I thought about suggesting that, but I didn't want to be too on the nose.
Stallion.
Yeah, it's Stallion.
I also, Alex, I also thought that. I thought he was name his horse actually.
I was like, I'm so clever.
Right?
The word epic. I was like, damn.
Oh man. Okay. But yeah, when you get your character name, when you click on your thing to bring up your character sheet, you click on edit, just edit your name, put it in there, and then I will make tokens. Actually, I can make the tokens right now. Got a very cool spot for this. Token stand. There we go.
Like
That's dope.
Kyle. It's not Kyle.
It's not Kyle. Kyle.
It's Kyle.
It's Kyle. It's like Tarjay.
No way. He found a way to have a human name.
But it still looks mystic.
Kyle sounds great. Okay, so let me make a token. We're gonna make this token. How do we move this over just a little bit? So Fabio Kyle. So we are going to. Oh, I need to give you a color. What color are we looking at?
Oh, and I'm sorry, one super quick last question. On this wiki dot, it says as a Shatter Kai, I get 1 extra point to Constitution. Do I just put that in on the thing?
No, because that is part of the +2/+1, and I'm just having you pick whichever skills you want.
I got you. Okay.
So if you get to cast a spell, if you have any other proficiencies and like skills, the ability score is just the two that you picked.
Sure. Okay, I got you.
Okay. So I need a color for you, Crab. What color do you want the ring around your token to be?
I'm a big fan of like a neon-y cyan type of color. In the blues.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like upper corner of that is like pretty damn close.
Like super bright. Okay.
Yeah, a little more black into it, like a little more down on the black, but that's
A little more black.
yeah, like a little more tint on it, like a little darker.
Like that?
Yeah, bang, right there.
Okay, done. So we got your token. Now I need to do what's next? Saucy's. Saucy's is now. I'll wait till she edits the thing.
Oh
So
yeah.
do-
Here, let me.
So we'll do Claire's next. Claire, do you have any particular color you want? You want? I was gonna say, do you want the pink to match your?
Character guys. The arts.
I wish there was a way that I could actually pick, the actual pink of this.
Oh, can you not like go track one down and like enter in a hex code?
No.
I can try. Let's see. I want one more red. Kind of this reddish orange almost. Just weird. Almost like that. So a little more yellow into it, but that's yellow on the oranger side. So we'll start with that. We'll see what happens. Okay, and then Varys.
Yes.
You save your image. This is her. And I need to rename the extension. I need a color for your character token.
Green.
Green. Any particular type of green? Lime green, forest green,
Jade green.
Jade green. That's almost like a neon, but darker, huh?
Like
Yeah,
Wizard of
kinda.
Oz green.
Yeah.
Kind of like that. We'll do that. Okay.
Oh wait, oh, I can't find my. Oh, there we
Okay. So let
Just
me
in case anyone is wondering and heard that was Sasso.
Mm-hmm.
What?
I didn't hear it.
See?
Oh, cool. Camera didn't pick it up.
Okay. Upload. This is going to be Kyle. I mean Kyle. Okay. So this is going to be. Where to go? Click to upload. This one. And Saucy doesn't have a token yet because she's changing her person's hair. But
I'm
now.
uploading it right now. I actually edited it differently, so I like it better now with white hair.
Oh, cool. Okay.
I'll upload it now.
The token only shows your face.
That's yeah, I know. I know.
Well, no, the art is going to change as well. So if somebody clicks on her character,
Oh, okay.
they can't see her character sheet, but they'll be able to see whatever she puts in her bio, and they'll be able to see the art.
Oh,
But
yeah.
for the other three of you, I'm going to drag your characters onto this picture, and you should be able to zoom in and see what your tokens are going to look like.
Hold on, that's not the one.
Two.
Here it is. There we go.
So if you go back to the roll20, you'll see the characters that are there.
There we go. I posted mine.
Okay.
Sweet.
I made it darker and like more purple, so I'm happy with that now.
Cool. Okay. Let me save this as. Okay, saving this as that, so I can make a token of it. And we're going to refresh. Throw this in here. And do you want purple for your token color, I would imagine?
Actually, I want like a hot pink.
A hot pink, okay.
Yeah.
Like super bubblegum hot pink, right?
Bubblegum hot pink, yeah.
I think like baby spice.
Baby spice.
That's even brighter than what I had. So let's do that. No.
That's perfect.
Okay. Welcome back, Dr. Funnut. You missed all the fun. This is going to be a very interesting group. Okay, so we have Saucy's art there, and then we have Saucy's token here. And I don't know if it took your token, but we'll see. No, it did not.
Oh no.
Token, save changes. Okay. Now when we drag Saucy's token on, here we go. Here is our party. What do you guys think?
Nice.
I love it.
I
Very,
think I'm ready.
very well rounded and totally filled with real people that aren't goop.
For sure. Completely.
Yes.
Exactly.
So we have a fighter, we have a ranger, we have a sorcerer, and we have a rogue. I think that's a fairly good blend of everything. We have
It is.
we have
Pretty good
charisma, we have strength, we have dexterity and stealth. Yeah. Why is this music so loud in my ears? I don't understand.
I think as on brand, the only thing we're missing is intelligence.
Yes, we're missing an artificer. We are missing.
I mean, I am
A wizard.
spectacularly stupid. Yeah.
Yes, but nobody will know.
That's
You just-
right. Yeah. It'll
And-
be a secret the entire time.
And because you don't show emotions, they can't tell when you're getting mad or stressed or trying to fool them.
He's like a
Yes.
dumb Spock.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. He's a dumb
I-
spot that everyone believes.
I feel like this might be another case of my character becomes the smartest person in the party by process of elimination.
That might be the case.
I don't know if I'm the only one who has above a 10 or a positive at this point. There might be. There might be.
No,
somebody
I'm certainly a 9.
who- Okay.
Intelligence?
Yeah.
Uh,
Well, you're a 13.
I'm a
Yeah,
13 in
okay.
intelligence.
Okay.
Which
So you
doesn't
do have a
show,
high-
like-
you do have a higher intelligence than me. Okay.
How long that took me to find out, it doesn't really show it, but
'Cause I remember Gail was the smartest member in the party at a 14.
Yes, because I was 12 or 13.
I can't wait.
And Dr. Fudnut says, missing intelligence? That's not possible. You guys never had it.
Can't miss what we didn't have.
Exactly. You don't know you're missing it. That's the beauty of it. Okay. So, with this, I am going to come up with some sort of handout, which I will create one for you, which will kind of be a personal quest, which will allow you to have a reason for joining this boat to make it to this island. And during the week, at some point, or if you guys have time now, I'd like you to go through. If you are a spellcaster, you are going to get a number of spells that you know how to cast. With some classes, it is all these spells, but you have to prepare a certain number so that you can only cast what you've prepared. You can cast them as many times as you have spell slots. Or the other ones, it is you only know a certain amount of spells and you can cast any one of them. You don't need to prepare them, but you only have a limited amount of spell slots. Okay. So as a fighter, Claire doesn't have any spells at all. Sephiroth 1821 recently had a player make the jump to LE. LE. I don't know what LE stands for in this context, but welcome in, Sephiroth. Appreciate you being here. Lawful Evil. Ooh. Is this a big campaign or is this, like a one-shot or mini campaign kind of thing? Lawful Evil can be done well. And that is amazing.
Alright, so where do I find the spells?
So on the Wikidot, you'll see that you have the, let me get back to Sorcerer there. You will see that you have a number of spells that you would know. Sorcerer, not Sorcerer, spells. I want Sorcerer. Just doing this nice and simple. So Sorcerer, you have your spell casting at level 1. It says that at first level, you know 4 cantrips of your choice from the sorcerer's spell list. So you're just gonna be reading underneath the spell casting thing, spell casting section. It mentions your cantrips, which are basically 0 level spells. You can cast them at will. They don't cost any spell slots. You can just say, I cast this because I want to. Well, why not? And there you go. Murder friendly NPC when they got help from the past, and the NPC was listed as one of the contracts. The Archdevil assigned him. Very nice, Sephiroth. I want to know. So he did it because the NPC was annoying. How did the party take that? I need more details. This is very interesting because it's not often you get to see an evil character played. Yes. So you get to know 4 of those cantrips. And cantrips can be as simple as, I don't know if you get blessing or guidance. What you can do is blessing or guidance allows you to say, oh, I need to make this ability check. I'm going to touch myself, or I'm going to put my hand on somebody else's shoulder. And I'm going to give them a 1d4 worth of a bonus to their next roll. There are things like light. I cast light and I make this pebble glow so I can use it as a lantern. There are certain things like firebolt. You can cast a firebolt, which will do 1d10 worth of damage to whatever it hits.
Okay, so I'm going to be super basic about this, and I am going to ask what 1d4 and 1d10 mean.
What they mean are they are different sides of dice. So if you have a d4, the most you can roll is a 4. Kind of like on a regular dice, it has 6 sides, you could roll up to a 6. On a d10, you can roll up to a 10. So if you roll 10, you're going to do 10 points of damage. If you roll a 1 on the d10, the 10-sided dice, you'll do 1 damage.
Sure. Perfect. Okay.
So there are... Yes, the point is this. There are support type spells. There are spells for role-playing ability. Like prestidigitation is a very, very, very common cantrip for almost anybody. And prestidigitation, let me read it so I'm not giving you anything. It's a magical trick that novice spellcasters use for practice. You create one of the following magical effects within the range. The range is within 10 feet of yourself. You can create an instantaneous, harmless sensory effect, such as a shower of sparks, a puff of wind, faint musical notes, or an odd odor. You can instantly light or snuff out a candle, a torch, or a small campfire just by waving your hand. It's Jedi mind tricks, is what it is. You can instantaneously clean or soil an object no larger than 1 cubic foot. You can chill, warm, or flavor up to a cubic foot of non-living material for an hour. So if you get wet, you can just cast prestidigitation a couple times and dry off your entire body. You can make yourself smell fantastic. You can heat up food. You can make food taste like something different. But it doesn't have any sort of damage, and it's more illusionary than anything else. So that is kind of a support type spell versus having a damage type spell like a firebolt. But that's what I was saying. Like the cantrips, you can cast them as many times as you want, as without expending any spell slots. When you get to the first level spells, those you have a limited amount that you get back every time you take a long rest, which is basically sleeping for the night. Anytime you rest for 8 hours is a long rest.
Okay.
What do you think would be more fun, making a villain that tries to gaslight the party, cause intergroup, or a villain that invades the party and backstabs the party? Dr. Funnut, I would have to say making the villain that tries to gaslight the party would be more fun for me as a DM, because I can play off the intricacies that I know the players have, versus the villain that just kind of acts as a good guy until the time of betrayal. I mean, it would be a bigger bomb to drop, but I think constantly tormenting the party would be more fun as a DM to do. So that's what I'm going to say for that. You're mostly neutral towards that. Sephiroth, I'm surprised that an NPC that helped the party you just killed because they were annoying. Like, were they so annoying that the party decided not to do anything in retaliation or not to imprison you or anything like that? They just said, "Oh, well, what you did was great." Mama Bear, you're so kind. You didn't have to do that. Thank you very, very much. I have Mama Bear over here dropping biddies for no reason.
It's because you're awesome.
No, it's because she's awesome. That's why. Okay.
Oh, there's so many spells. I don't need to figure this out tonight, do I?
No, you don't have to figure them out tonight.
Holy fuck! I was gonna say we're gonna be here till like 4 in the morning if I have to figure this out right now.
Well, you're only picking 4 of them. So, I mean, it's like, do you want to pick 2 or
I
1
know,
that's a
maybe
damage
something
spell
like
and
that.
then 2 that are whatever? But yeah.
He doesn't just pick things. That's the wildest part.
No, I'm gonna need to go and like read each and every single one of these and then figure it out.
I mean, you are the money guy, the finance guy, so I'm not
Unfortunately.
surprised.
Yeah.
And I'm
Um,
just like, everything's fun.
Yeah, this is built in and I hate it.
Well, that's okay. Like I said, let me know sometime throughout the week. I mean,
Okay.
I would love to know before Thursday night if possible.
That's no problem.
Okay.
That's absolutely no
He'll
problem.
probably have it to you tomorrow.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. Not a big deal at all. I mean, I have no work on Monday, so I'm just gonna be doing something. I don't know. My work gets Juneteenth off, and for tomorrow I'm driving all day. I'm having a cruise. We're gonna be driving for 10 hours with a group of friends of mine.
Jesus.
Sunday, I have no idea what I'm doing. My wife is like, "What do you want to do for Father's Day?" I don't know. I'm gonna sit at home and
Holy
play video
shit,
games
it
or
is
something.
Father's Day.
You forgot?
Yep.
Oh.
And then yeah, Monday I've got nothing to do, and my daughter's at camp, so we'll see. Maybe loads and loads of sex. Who knows?
I remember.
Hopefully.
Cam.
That's always the plan, right?
Aw.
Night, Mama Bear. I hope you sleep well. Sounds like the best Father's Day. Yes, indeed.
You're just being left alone.
Yeah, I mean, we could be doing, an escape room or a couple of escape rooms or something like that.
Oh,
Tell me
I
that
love
again.
I really do too.
What? The good night, Mama Bear. I hope you sleep well.
the escape rooms. We love them.
No, he's talking about.
Oh.
Oh yeah, no, I've done.
There's like yes.
Well, it is true. I hope you do. But yes, I will see you or talk to you at some point later on. Have a good night. But yeah, I've been doing escape rooms for years. My wife and I sometimes go in and do them. When we were in Hawaii for a family trip last year, I took my now 8-year-old daughter, and we duoed a room by ourselves.
Super cool.
Amazing.
So but to me, puzzles, logic, that kind of stuff is what I love to do.
I'm the same way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think that's why we get along. And that's why you do a lot of the, super hard viewer levels and whatnot, because
Unfortunately, yeah.
Him, yeah.
with those, I mean, there's normally like a trick that has to do with
There's like figuring out, especially if they're not like levels aren't like indicated well. There's definitely like a process of like, okay, I got to do this and then I got to do this, and like figuring out what the creator intended you to do.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay. So all we need to do is know your spells. When Teacup gets back, I will let him know that I need his spells at some point before Thursday night. And then Saucy, you being a rogue, you don't have any spells, so you don't have to worry about that.
Excellent, because I was like, what do I do?
Yeah. You literally, you wander around and you pick locks and you convince people to let you into their house so you can rob them blind.
Oh, amazing.
And you get to steal all their clothes and dress up in whatever you want.
Oh my god, we're only hitting up the most expensive place.
Exactly, right?
I'll get us there.
I don't want to wear nothing but designer.
Well, this is going to be a very interesting dynamic because between the two of you, he's just gonna have to tell you to do something, and you're gonna be like, "What? No, that I don't do that." And be like,
Yeah.
you'd be like,
That's exactly what I was hoping for.
But eventually, she always does.
"Well, that's the thing. It's gonna have to come down to the rolls because you're gonna say, "Yeah, I need you to do this. It would just be really, really helpful for me. Please, thanks. Okay, yeah." And she's gonna go, "What? Huh?" And then you're
What?
gonna roll, and whoever gets the highest roll is gonna be, "Oh, okay. Yeah, that sounds like a good idea."
I mean, my charisma wound up. I think I was at like a 19. Like, I'm pretty high.
What's mine?
Yes. So you have a +4. And so it's going to be your deception, which is a charisma thing, which you get your proficiency from.
Yeah.
Hello.
Or no,
I'm back.
your persuasion. Welcome back, Alex. So it's
I
going to
had
be your.
to welcome. Sorry.
Go ahead. You had to
I had to
welcome.
welcome my sister home from work.
Oh,
We just changed the lock on our door, so I keep forgetting that she can't get in unless I unlock the bottom lock.
yep. The deadlock or deadbolt.
Yeah, we haven't gotten her a copy of the new key yet.
Yeah, well, that'll come in time. Probably over the weekend, right?
Yeah. What? Sorry, I'm back.
No worries. But I was just talking about the dynamic between the charismatic, lazy, unintelligent person saying, "I need you to do this for me. Yeah, it'll just be very helpful. Thanks." So, okay, yeah, and walk away. And then it's going to be a matter of he's going to have to roll persuasion against, I don't know if it's going to be insight or wisdom, just straight up, to see who, if somebody does whatever is being requested of them. So it's going to be a very fun and interesting dynamic.
I'm just gonna break into his house and rob him later, anyways. So.
Well, unless he convinces you that he's not worth stealing from. Again, it's all about how you guys play and what is going to happen between you two. Because there might be something that is like, you really, really, really want to do it, and he's like, "No, I don't feel like it. I want to go do this. Let's go do this." And you'll be so excited that, like, "Yeah, no, we're gonna do this." Like, no, I don't want to do that. We're gonna do this, and everyone's gonna agree with you, and then yeah, it's gonna be kind of crazy. So, but yeah, I mean, aside from the spells, you guys have created your characters. You're ready to play.
Yay!
Sweet.
How difficult was that?
With you, not at all.
Yeah, super easy.
Okay, fantastic. Do you have any questions about Roll20 or about the campaign or anything like that in general?
I don't think so. No.
Not off the top of my head.
No, I suspect I'll probably have some like ultra specific like weird dude questions about the spells and like how exactly I can use them throughout the week as I read up on them, or like throughout the night, sorry. But outside of what we went through today, no, definitely not.
Okay. Yeah, and I mean, like I said, it's literally going to be, this spell does this. I want to try and do this with it. I say, you can certainly try. Give me a roll. And then if you roll high enough, you'll succeed. And you'll be able to do that. I mean, we had some weird interactions in the Western Winds. It was, trying to remember some specific ones that stood out. But it's like, yeah, I want to, I was convincing or trying to convince people. I had disguised myself as an overseer or a boss of this Draconid type place. And I was, getting information telling you, you're doing an awful job. You missed a spot, and this and over here. And I was working my way through this factory type thing, trying to figure out where I needed to go to get what I needed to get. Well, the actual overseer boss came back and started calling me out on it. And I said, we ended up getting through a battle of the wits, and I was trying to convince everybody that I was the real boss and they needed to shoot him. And he was trying to say, "No, attack him. He's the phony. He's the imposter," and this and that. So he challenged me to this one-on-one melee brawl. And I'm a caster, so I'm absolutely awful with weapons in hand-to-hand combat. And I said, okay, you know what? He's got me down to like almost no hit points, and I've maybe done half hit points to him, right? So he's fairly healthy and I'm not. And I said, you know what? I want to drink this potion that makes me gaseous form. So I literally turn into a vapor, and I want to try and be inhaled by him. And then I want to dump the spell. So I turn back into my physical body inside of him to explode him from the inside out.
Incredible.
Oh my god.
Was it Western?
What was that, Varys?
Was this in the Western ones?
Yes. It was when I was trying to impersonate the Dragonborn overseer with all the Dragonborn workers around the furnace or whatever it was. I would have to find the episode.
A while ago.
Long time ago, when he challenged me because he came back when I was trying to pretend to be him. And he said, "What are you doing? Like, you can't possibly look like me." You know, and this and that. And we got in the fight, and I ended up going gaseous form, getting inhaled by him, and then turning back into my form, which is an 8'4" tall dragonborn with wings inside his body. And I exploded him from the inside out. And I took a certain amount of damage, but this potion just turns you into a gaseous form. It doesn't actually it doesn't say anything other than that. But I said, I'm a gas. He's breathing the air. Air is gas. Like, can I try this? So I had to roll, and indeed I was inhaled by him, and it happened. And with the damage that I took from trying to forcibly expand inside his dragon body and skeleton and all that, almost killed me because I was so low on hit points.
Now I remember. Yeah.
But I survived just barely, and it was something that you normally wouldn't think of. But it was just something that I'm like, I'm going to die if I don't try something. And I happened to think of that on the spot. And it's those type of interactions that make Dungeons and Dragons memorable, because you can literally do anything you want within reason. Anything that you want to try it. I promise you, it will only lead to awesome moments.
Yes, D&D can get really stupid.
It can.
I remember the oh, I guess I did play a fighter other than that point, because I was playing a gunslinger. I was playing a gunslinger fighter, and we had just like, I think I forget if it was like a wand or a staff, but it was something that could a couple times a day cast the polymorph spell.
Yep.
And we were in dungeon, we were fighting a Naga queen, and the rest of the party goes down except for me. And I'm like, oh shit, what the fuck do I do? And I don't know why the first thing was like, well, this might be a TPK, so I'm gonna do something really stupid. And I polymorphed myself into a crab. And I ran away, and she couldn't find, and then the Naga queen was looking for me, she couldn't find me, and I shot her in the back of the head and killed her and saved everybody because I polymorphed into a crab.
As a crab? Nice.
No, yeah, as a crab. The DM let me fucking have a gun for some reason as a crab.
I mean, there is that picture, you know, of like the astronauts. Oh, that's no moon. Never was, you know, and he pulls the trigger. So somebody made that with actual crabs.
Always has been.
That's right. It was always has been. So, yeah.
It's all Ohio?
It's all Ohio.
It always has been. Yep. Some things I completely forgot about at the beginning. I wanted to mention kind of disclaimers, and there are a few homebrew rules that I will be using. First of all, I have been on the receiving end of this, and especially since that we are only playing basically levels 1 to level 3, maybe level 4. I am not going to allow any of the enemies to crit.
Do what?
To critical hit. The reason for doing this is I really liked what Will did in the Western Winds for critical strikes. So when any of the players roll a natural 20, you will be able to do, excuse me, whatever the max damage is of your roll. So a weapon, for example, Saucy, you're a rogue. You're probably going to be using a rapier. which is, I believe, a D8 points of damage. So if you roll a critical hit, you will get the maximum amount of damage, which is 8, plus whatever your D8 rolls. So you could potentially be doing double damage.
Okay.
So I want a crit to feel special, like you're getting extra damage and everything else. And if you crit somebody, I mean, you could lop their head off kind of thing. So
Yeah.
I will be doing that for the critical hit, which is going to be basically if you roll a natural 20. So if you roll anything in roll20 and it shows up green, that's a natural 20. If you roll anything and it turns up red, will be a natural 1 or a critical failure. There are some games where if you go to attack somebody and you roll a natural 1, you end up stabbing yourself, or you hit yourself in the foot, or if you're trying to do something, you end up tripping and falling on your face and you fall prone, so you have to spend half your movement to stand up kind of thing. That's called a fumble rule. I don't know if I will be using the fumble rules. I might make it, just kind of a quirky action that takes place, but it's not going to be anything that inhibits you, because I want this to be just a learning experience. I want it to be fun. So you won't be able to hurt yourself or anything if you roll a natural 1. If you roll a natural 20, you will get the max damage plus whatever you roll.
Okay.
Enemies cannot crit you. We've been in multiple boss fights where I ended up getting crit by a boss and I had 172 hit points. I was hit for 169 hit points in one swing, and he attacked 3 times that turn.
Yikes.
Oh boy.
In higher level campaigns, I understand that that's a big thing. But yeah, the enemies will not be able to crit you, especially if they're attacking you at level 1 and somebody crits. If I use the same crit rules for the enemies, you could get one shot as a result of that. And I don't want anybody to die at the first combat, period. I'm hoping that that's not the case.
Totally. I mean, I am pretty fucking stupid, so.
Yes. And rolls can still make that happen. So if you just roll like shit, you will probably die in the first combat. The way combat works, though, is if you fall to 0 hit points, you get knocked unconscious, and you have what are called death saving throws, where you will need, during your turn, you're unconscious, but you are fighting to stay alive. You need to roll, I believe it's a 10 or higher.
Yes.
And you have to make 3 saves, 3 saves or 3 fails. Whatever you hit first will be the action that gets taken. If you make 3 fails, so if you don't roll above a 10, then you end up permanently dying and you have to make a new character. If you make 3 saves, or if somebody can come to you and use their action, so almost their entire turn, to stabilize you, you then come back to life with 1 hit point.
Okay.
So when you die, it is because you have been knocked down to 0 hit points and then failed 3 death saving throws before you made set 3 death saving throws. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm certain throughout I will have to break character several times and
Yeah, me
ask
too.
questions.
Yeah, that's fine.
Absolutely.
This is a starting group. I mean, I'm brand new to DMing. You two are brand new to the game itself. That's why I have Claire and Alex here to help me and keep me honest and answer any questions that I might not be able to answer. Claire, I think, is the most experienced of all of us. But yeah, I mean, if you have to break character, then break character. That's perfectly fine. Even in Western Winds, we did that. I said out of character, blah, 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 and then I go back in.
Yeah, okay.
You don't need to come up with an accent or a voice for your character. It's obviously,
Unless you want to.
I was going to say it's more fun if you do, but
Sure.
don't feel obliged. Again, this is just to be here and chit chat. Oh, and Yuki says that she's able to answer any questions as well. She's going to be in chat, so that's awesome.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you. That's awesome.
And yes, Yuki, the no damage dealt, but natural ones make something funny. That's what I'm trying to say. There will be some sort of funny moment. Um, there's a great meme that I will post in the off topic and memes, specifically regarding natural ones. Let me see if I can find that just really quick. D&D pictures, memes. Where is it? Let me see if I can search for orc. That one? Oh, of course I don't have it here. I'll have to find it, but I will post it in the memes for you. And it is something that explains kind of what happens when you get a nat one. Nat one orc meme. Is this it? It basically said something along the lines of, yeah, I want to push this orc off the bridge. Okay, roll for it, and you roll a natural one. It says something along the lines of, oh yeah, you reach out to push the orc off the bridge, but instead lightly caresses back. He's uncomfortable. So it's like, that's the kind of stuff that will happen if you critically fail.
Perfect.
I
Yeah,
see.
that I'm into. That sounds great.
But yeah, so there's that. Let me see if I have anything in my OneNote for my campaign world, because I kind of have a bunch of stuff written down. Disclaimers. Oh, one thing I want to say is I recommend that you guys take notes for names or for characters you might meet. I will be dropping hints about all sorts of stuff, hopefully. And some things that happen might not make sense until later on in the campaign itself. Granted, yes. Granted, this campaign is only supposed to be somewhere between 4 and 8 sessions. It's supposed to be 4, but depending on the pace that we're moving in, it might take longer than that. So I mean, it's not going to be very long. However, yeah, I mean, the more notes you have, the better you can remember and be like, oh, that name, I remember that name. That was this, and because you can look in your notes. The one thing that I do say is, the game is all about having fun. If there's something that you just can't figure out, or if you feel the need to look up something, let me know first, because I'm trying to play this from a standpoint that not everybody or your characters won't know everything about everything. So I will be trying to drop hints at the relevant time or at the appropriate time to say, you happen to know this. Yeah, Charlie Xavier says he's on session 7 and nowhere near done. Charlie Xavier's, I think this is what his 4th, 6th, 7th group, 15th group. He's been running this exact module on his stream for a number of weeks.
Well, and you like Western Winds went to like 70.
Yeah.
We were on 80 plus.
Oh shit.
And yeah, I hope that we can get to 100, but we'll see. We might get joins in on all of our sessions. Oh, I love that picture of your puppy.
My mom's dumb dog.
Yeah, it's a cute dumb dog.
Oh god, it's 14, so it's well past its expectancy, and so we just feed it treats all day and it just sleeps, but it really likes crab and it only wants to hang out with crab. So
Hey, that's awesome. You mind if I show that picture on stream?
you go right ahead.
This is the puppy that we're talking about right here. Such a
My
cute
mom's
dog.
a pound and a half dog.
Little itty bitty teacup.
Yeah, it's blind and it can't smell and it only likes crab.
Hey.
And I feed it and clean up after it.
Oh, well, then yeah. I mean, crab's already in character.
See?
That's right.
That's why I giggled when he made his character.
I mean, That's perfect.
It
Okay.
works. It's gonna be good.
Okay. So am I missing anything? Does anybody happen to know something that I'm missing for session 0? Charlie, I'm looking at you. We have characters, we have stats, we have backgrounds. The spells are going to be received sometime throughout the week. I have the maps ready to go. I have NPCs ready to go. I will be making personal quests to get the characters to the island, and it's gonna be something short, maybe a paragraph saying, you know, Varys already has yours, because you came up with that, and it's gonna be something along the lines of, you know, you are this, this has kind of been a big part of your life. I think for Saucy's, it's going to be something along the lines of, you have heard that there, you, I think I've figured it out. There is an artifact that one of the people that you've stolen from has been discovered on this island, but nobody has really been able to get it out from the island. So,
Absolutely. That's amazing. Yes.
so you happen to find out about this, and this artifact is going to be worth a lot of money. You'll be able to retire and do whatever you want for the rest of your life, but you need to go to this island to find it. And you happen to
Yes.
be on the same boat as these other 3 people that you feel like you need to work with them because they'll be able to help you get past whatever challenges you see until you can find that. And once you get that, you're just going to dump them and take off. But for the time being, you need to work with them. Like, that's
Yeah,
the kind of
totally.
stuff that I'll be coming up for each of you guys. Unless you have one that you want to use, I will make sure that it fits kind of the theme and the flavor of the module, the campaign.
Perfect.
And then, yeah, next week when we start, I will be kind of describing the event that is happening once we're on a boat, because everyone's going to be taking a boat ride to this place. I want to see if there is I don't have a picture here. I have a picture somewhere of the island itself, and I can post that in the Discord. Again, I can show you what the island looks like right now. However, your characters aren't going to know much about it. Saucy's character might, because this artifact is slated to be on this, and they would have had a map say, "Oh yeah, it's somewhere on this island, and it's a small little thing," so you know the general shape of it. And Varys might have something similar, like a hand-drawn kind of sketched map of the island. But your characters aren't going to know much about the island, even if as I read for you the foreword. So just try and make sure that you are separating what you know as a player versus what your character knows. I mean, I'm trying to keep things from you intentionally because your character wouldn't know that, and trying to make it easy for you. But if you happen to stumble upon something, or somebody is mentioning something out of character, you all aren't that smart to be like, "Oh yeah, well, you're obviously a rogue, you're a thief, and this and that." Everyone as a player is going to know that Saucy is a thief. But as a character, they will have never met this person before. They're going to have first impressions based on her look, her attitude, her personality.
Okay.
But you're trying to separate what you know as a player versus what your character knows. And that whole system, or that whole kind of way of thinking, if you take what you know as a person, as a player, and use that to your character's advantage, it's what's known as meta gaming, where you know the meta of whatever game it is, and you're using that. It's frowned upon in a lot of places because it's can be considered cheating.
Sure.
Again, I don't really care because I'm here just to tell the story, and I think it's just more fun if your characters act as if they don't know, because they don't. But yeah, it's just something I wanted to bring up, just so it has been said. I'm not gonna, penalize you or anything if you do that, but just one of the things to know is that that's not typically the way that people play.
Perfect.
Okie dokie.
Yeah. That makes me feel
Will be
better.
kept in mind. Yes.
That makes me feel better.
Okay. Let's see what else. Oh, another thing. I will try to do my best to give every character kind of a time to shine. But I'm still new to being a DM, and I might end up kind of going along with somebody because they're happen to be the face of the party or they have their own kind of thing. Um, yeah, if you feel like you want more time in the limelight and you're not getting your fair share, just PM me, message me. I'm trying to do my best to give everybody kind of an equal share and trying to make things as interesting for everybody as possible.
I mean, the
And
fact that you already acknowledge that is like huge. I think that you'll do amazing.
okay. Well,
That'd be good.
I hope so too. I mean,
The fact
this
you're
is
already
fun.
like this is happening, like that's a big deal.
Oh yeah, no, I mean this is fun, but at the same point, I'm terrified because I want, because this is your first time and because I'm going, playing this with people who I consider friends, I don't want to fuck up. So we will see how everything goes, and I hope it goes well, and I hope you guys enjoy it enough to the point that you would want to play another game with me as a DM or with anybody else as a DM. But just the point of this is to try and get you guys exposure to this game to see if you like it. And the goal is to say, yes, you did like it, you had fun, let's do it again sometime, kind of thing.
Totally.
Yeah, I love it.
Oh, I have one other rule that has to do with getting knocked down or unconscious. When you pop
Sure.
back up, there will be 1 point of exhaustion applied to your character. And exhaustion is a very specific mechanic. Hopefully I won't have to go through it because none of you guys are going to get knocked unconscious. But just to bring it up, exhaustion 5e. Again, I just want to type it up, and it is. Oh, it might even be in my conditions. Use my assets. I made them for a reason. Exhaustion. There it is. So if you look at the player handouts, just above your character sheet, you should see something that says conditions. I believe that is shown to everybody. All players' journals. Yes. So when you pull that up, everything that can possibly happen to you, if you're blinded, charmed, deafened, frightened, if you're grappled, if you're restrained, if you're incapacitated is beyond stunned, I think. Yeah, stunned, you are incapacitated, you can't move, and you can only speak falteringly. The creature automatically fails strength and dexterity saving throws, meaning you can't roll out of the way or you can't, push back against somebody trying to push you off a cliff, whatever it is, because you're stunned.
It looks like stunned is worse than incapacitated.
Yes, it is. And attack rolls against you have advantage. What advantage means is that you roll 2d20 instead of 1, and you take the higher of the 2 rolls. So if I say, give me a history check with advantage, you are going to click on history, and then it's going to come up with a toggle, and you're going to say advantage, and then click roll, and it will roll 2 things. I think right now it's set to do it automatically for a number of things, and that's just because I need to update your character sheets with your weapons and your spells and all that stuff. When I do, you'll be able to roll. Like for example, if you look at Alex when he was rolling for, he says, sorry, just testing in the chat window of Roll20. You guys see that?
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
So the strength save at the very bottom where he rolled a 16. If you hover over that, it'll say he rolled a 13 and then he has 3 to his bonus. So he rolled a 16.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
Right? And it's rolled once. The one above it, you'll see that it's rolled twice. One on the left, one on the right.
Oh.
So if you roll with advantage, you roll 2 and take the highest number. If you roll at disadvantage, you roll 2 and take the lower of the 2 numbers.
Okay.
Okay.
So, for example, if you have somebody hanging off your leg, a goblin has run up and started humping your leg, and you're trying to run away from a fireball or some sort of spell, I'm going to say make a dexterity save at disadvantage, because not only are you trying to roll out of the way, but you have something weighing you down. So that
Sure.
way
Okay.
you would click roll, and then you would click disadvantage on the query, the prompt that it gives you. And then it would say, yes, you rolled these two numbers, and it will have one highlighted, and that's the one that we're going to take.
Okay.
So that is what advantage versus disadvantage means. But the reason I brought up conditions and whatnot is because on the conditions handout, there's something that says exhaustion. If you happen to fall unconscious and you get back up, you will then have 1 point of exhaustion, which is measured in 6 levels. And what happens is it will go away when you rest. I forget if it's a short rest or a long rest. Suffers as well as removes exhaustion, reduces its level.
Do you get exhaustion from going unconscious and coming back up?
In this game, yes, that is one of the homebrew
Okay.
rules that I'm using, and it's just,
Okay, gotcha.
and it's because I've learned from D&D's healing. Oh, they've fallen unconscious. I'm just going to give him 2 hit points. He's back up at full strength. If you go down in the middle of the fight, I want there to be some sort of penalty, even if it's just a light penalty. So it's 1 point of exhaustion. You get disadvantage on all of your ability checks until you rest. I think it's a long rest. Yeah, finishing a
Yeah,
long
it's a-
rest. So for the rest of the day, you're basically, you have a wound. You're not at full strength, even if you get fully healed. But then you take a long rest, you sleep for the night, and then you're back up and at it. Like you got hit, you have a Charlie horse. You're not functioning at full potential. That's all. That is not something that is in the normal rules. That's just something that I wanted to test out and see if I like it.
I'm super excited about this, man. I think it's gonna be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be super
I hope so. I have another homebrew rule that I want to try, but I don't want to get too customized, I guess, for this module, because this is literally the starter module. It is meant for people that are brand new to playing. You get a box, it gives you a 46-page document that has some stat blocks and a little bit of a story and says, go. This is everything you need to start a campaign for 1 to 4 people, or
This is so
4
cool.
people, 1 to 3. And because everything is all pre-written, I mean, there are a few changes that I'm going to make to the lore and whatnot to try and make it a little more interesting. But literally, this is the starter experience for D&D, and I'm hoping that it's as good as I want it to be.
I mean, even just so far, man, just even the creation has been a blast.
Yeah, honestly, this has been very fun.
Cool. Well, I'm glad you guys feel that way, and I'm looking forward to next week.
Hell yeah. It's gonna be fun.
I can't wait. Between the combat and the conversation that's going to happen with, I mean, you're super charismatic, and I'm assuming you're going to be a little more loudmouth than, most other people, because you're trying to get on everybody's good side and schmooze and flirt and be, be a friend, be friendly to everybody and make them think that you're their friend versus the lazy Spock.
Lazy dumb Spock.
It's literally just like me kind of in real life, but cooler, and then Crab, who's cooler in real life, but lame on here.
And then I want to see how you guys are interacting with seeing an ooze, which, depending on where you're from in the world, I don't know if you've ever seen an ooze as a person. I mean, it's literally going to be flubber.
Well, that's why I went with the Fey Lost, because I kind of reflavored it a little bit, because it's supposed to be you got lost in the Fey, but instead I'm from the Fey and I'm lost in the material plane instead.
I like it.
Like a flubber.
Bro, I work in the car business. I promise you, I've worked with oozes before.
I believe it. Slime balls, grease balls, ooze ball. Yeah.
Yeah, all of them.
Yeah, all the alls.
Everybody talks shit till the WD-40 grows arms and punches you.
Exactly. One other thing that I would need to know from everybody, you do get a set of starting equipment based on your class. I don't need to know that tonight because I know it's more things that you guys need to look through and whatnot. Typically, you will get a weapon of some sort or 2 weapons. You'll get, some trinkets and whatnot. You'll get like a bedroll, explorer's kit, something along those lines. I just want to make sure that I have all of your weapons and inventory set up specifically for the crit rule and everything else by next Friday. So if you can look through your race, your class, your background, and just DM me something on Discord of your starting equipment, that would be fantastic. If you need anything if you need to look up anything, I have sent out the player's handbook as a PDF to both Crab and Saucy. That is the big, $40, $50, $60 book that they sell in the stores and whatnot. You should be able to search there and search for armor, which will allow you, it'll tell you kind of what your armor stuff is. AC stands for armor class. So based on, what armor you're using, your armor is going to give you a certain amount of armor class. And what that armor class is whatever somebody wants to attack you, they need to roll that number or higher to successfully hit you. So if you have plate armor, I think it's like a 19 AC armor class. If you have a leather armor, it might be 13 plus whatever your dex bonus is. So for a rogue, that's a little more important because as a rogue, you're not going to be proficient in wearing, or you won't be able to wear heavy or medium armor. So you want to get the best armor that will give you the highest armor class because your dexterity bonus comes into play there.
So if I have like light armor, my dexterity will help the light armor as opposed to being weighed down by something heavy?
Yeah.
Yes. You won't be
Okay.
able to wear something heavy because you don't have the strength, which heavy armor requires. I think for plate armor, you need to have like 13 or 15 strength.
You need to have 15 strength to wear plate armor. Every other
15.
heavy armor, I believe, is 13.
Okay.
I think plate armor is the only one that is different. Let me check real quick.
It
Yeah,
is.
I was
looked at
gonna
it
say.
earlier.
I remember it was 13 and 15. I don't remember what it was, but if it's, So plate armor, like a fighter can wear heavy armor because they're proficient in almost all weapons, shields, and I think all armors.
Yes, yes, fighters are proficient in all armors and weapons. That is basically
Wow.
Wow. Well done.
Wow.
Sweet. Super sick.
I love this. That's gonna be dope.
But yeah, so armor, you'll get to choose different types of weapons. Every weapon is going to have certain types of information on it. Let me see if I can find weapons 5e. I just want to pull it up on stream really quick. Let's try the roll20 version, see what happens. It does have the list. Okay. So you guys don't have to watch on the stream. I will stream it to Discord. So with this, you have different types of weapons. You have simple weapons, which anybody can use because they're simple. They're clubs, they're javelins, they're a light hammer, a quarterstaff, a spear. You have simple ranged weapons. And the difference between ranged and melee is ranged typically go based off of dexterity versus regular weapons typically are used for strength, and strength is based on your chance to hit, and your damage is based on strength. For ranged weapons, it is based on dexterity. There are certain weapons that have a property, such as the dagger. You will see it says finesse. Finesse means you can use either or. Finesse means you can use either strength or dex, whatever is higher. Versatile means you can use it as a one-hand or a two-handed weapon. And they both have different damages. So you'll see that on the quarterstaff, it is a 1d6 bludgeoning which is just blunt force, versus a slashing or piercing. And the different damage types will make a difference at some point. Versatile, if you wield a quarterstaff with 2 hands, it does 1d8 or an 8-sided dice worth of damage. You can have a max damage of 8 versus 6 with just 1 hand. If it says thrown, you have the first number of the range is how much it takes. You can throw a spear 20 feet, not have any sort of issue. Once you get to 60 feet, or up to 60 feet, but more than 20, there's a penalty that goes to, it's either the damage or the chance to hit or both. But that's why they have 2 of them there. And you'll see crossbow has a range of 80 feet, or the long range shot will be up to 320 feet. So, I mean, the range plays a big part of everything.
Sure.
Heavy means there's a certain property for heavy. I forget exactly what it means. I can go up here and look. Small creatures.
Heavy, it means smaller, tiny creatures with disadvantage on attack rolls with heavy weapons.
Because its size and bulk make it too large for a small creature to wield effectively. Good news is you're all medium. I don't know about the ooze plasmoid.
No, I'm medium.
Okay, so everyone's medium size, so you don't have to worry about that if you want to use a heavy weapon. As a sorcerer, chances are you're going to use a quarterstaff with 1 hand, because for spellcasters in particular, I'm saying this for the ooze is roughly 1 blob. That's exactly right. You are so smart, Saucy.
Thank you.
But for Crab, being a spellcaster, spells take 3 or up to 3 parts. One of them is reagents or materials, which can be taken care of if you have like a reagent pouch,
Sure.
or an arcane focus, which basically takes the place and says you don't have to carry reagents except for the super expensive ones. All the regular common ones, they just happen to be in this arcane focus.
Okay.
If they have a V next to it, it'll be a verbal component, meaning you have to actually speak the words. If you are silenced or somebody has their hand over your mouth, you can't cast that spell because you can't say the words.
Okay, sure. Yep.
So that's the V. The M is material, the reagents, the physical things you need to cast it, right?
Yeah.
And the S is called somatic. The somatic component of a spell is hand gestures, right? Doctor Strange.
Sure.
So if your hands are restrained, you can't really wave your arms and cast the spell. So again,
I see.
some spells will take all 3. Some of them you just have to mention the word and boom, it happens. Some of them,
Holy Jesus. That makes picking these spells even harder now. Okay, I might not get back to you tomorrow.
yeah. Pick the spells. Don't worry about the components. It just comes down to when you go to cast them. Again, this is beginner. You're not going to have to deal with all of these different types of mechanics. I just wanted to mention what the V, S, and M stand for because, I mean, this is kind of the entry level, the beginner session.
Sure.
And
Okay.
yeah, if you want any suggestions, let me know. Let Yuki know.
Now,
We are here to help.
Sure. So for example, looking at a spell that has a material component, are these like things I need to have like scrounged for or purchased in the
No.
past?
For the common ones, like literally for any of the spells that you're going to be casting from levels 1 to 3, I'm just going to say you have enough on them that you don't have to worry about it.
Okay.
And most likely you're going to have an arcane focus anyways, so you're not going to need the reagents. You're not going to need the material parts of it. So as long as you keep one hand free, I mean, if you have a shield in one hand and a weapon in the other, you're going to have to drop the weapon to cast to wave your arms kind of thing. That's all it's trying to say. It doesn't want you to have a shield and a weapon and be able to wave your arms and cast spells and this and that.
I understand.
They have a feat, which is something you'll get at level 4, which will allow you to do that.
Okay.
But again, that's if we get to level 4. typically you're going to be roaming around with a quarterstaff or with a light hammer or a flail or something like that, which you're going to use to hit things if they get too close, but you're going to be casting spells almost every single time. I guarantee it.
Okay.
So for you, for your weapons, you might want a dagger, so you can either stab things or cut things up, or, cut a piece of rope or cut your way through like foliage or trees. Or you'll want a quarterstaff because it does the most damage of the simple weapons kind of thing. Like that's all
Sure.
you're really looking for weapons.
Yeah, okay. That makes sense.
And then, yeah. But I wanted to bring up the weapons because they have the 1d4 bludgeoning, 1d8 slashing, 1d4 piercing kind of thing.
Yeah.
The d4 is the side of how many sides of the dice you get, or whatever your max damage can be, right? So d4 is 4 damage, a d6 is 6, a d8 is 8. People using the two-handers can get up to a d12, so they could be doing a lot of damage with one swing, but it's a two-handed weapon and it's only used if you can carry it.
Sure.
Okay.
You're going to be most of your damage is going to be coming from spells. Firebolt is one of the more popular cantrips because it does 1d10 worth of damage.
Yeah.
Another thing that I will remind you constantly is you can only cast one spell per turn, unless it says that you can cast a spell as a bonus action.
Oh, okay.
If you cast a spell, you cannot cast another one for 90% of the time.
Sure. Okay.
Saucy, for one thing to note for you is you're going to get an ability called Sneak Attack, which is going to happen once per turn. Every time your turn comes up, if you attack somebody that is next to one of your party members or an ally, right? So if somebody is fighting the ooze, right? If somebody is fighting against Claire, and you go up and you stab them, it counts as you stabbing them in the back. So you're going to do your weapons damage, and you're going to get this bonus called Sneak Attack because you're a sneaky rogue.
Interesting. Okay.
So if you attack somebody, you get Sneak Attack. If you can attack twice, you're only going to get it once. However, if on somebody else's turn, you somehow are able to get an attack, which has happened, and it happens very commonly, and you attack them on somebody else's turn, you can get one sneak attack again. And then when it comes back to your turn, you can then, if one of your attacks hits, you get a sneak attack.
Sneaky, sneaky. I like it.
Let's see. So that's the rogue. You get sneak attack. The
It's how I
sorcerer.
want to be in real life. I'm not, so.
Well, I
Quiet
mean,
and sneaky. I'm neither of those things.
you just got to lace up your boots and be sneaky. That's all.
Oh, I'm gonna now.
And yeah, when everyone gets to level 2, you will get some new abilities, and at level 3 is when most classes get their what's called an archetype. Fighter gets to choose a fighting style, but they also get to choose an archetype where they'll get extra things that are happening. Bye, Claire. Have a great night. Claire lost internet.
Oh, have a good night.
Bye, Claire.
Hi, Claire.
So, for example, let me see if the sorcerer gets it at 2nd level, 3rd level.
And then, so like similar to an RPG or whatever, do those damage types of the weapons matter? I assume they must when you're fighting enemies. So like an armored enemy, you'd want to use like piercing weapons on, and so on and so forth.
Yes, and then there are also enemies that don't get, or they get resistance, meaning they take half damage from all non-magical weapons. So there are some weapons that might do magical piercing or magical slashing. There are some things like an ooze, right? If you come across an ooze and you beat it with a blunt object, it's going to do some damage.
I'll splatter it.
If you pierce it with a rapier, you're just going to poke it and it's going to say, oh, ow. You're going to do less damage than if you hit it with a club and splattered it, right? So it does make difference. It's not going to make a big difference here in this because most of the creatures, if I'm not mistaken, don't have resistance to any of the damage types. There might be like the boss might have a certain resistance. But yeah, I mean, if you want to say, yeah, I want to have different types, I want to have an axe for slashing, and I want to have a club for beating somebody down, or with blunt force, you can do that. For you, I mean, your damage types are going to be your spells. It's going to be the different elements, and there are resistances to fire damage, resistances to ice damage, resistance to necrotic damage, or radiant damage, which is holy sanctimonious damage kind of thing.
Okay.
But let's see. So at sorcery, you're gonna get at level 3 is when you get your fancy meta magic crap, where you'll be able to customize spells. You can cast spells twice, or you can cast spells without saying, like by whispering instead of actually speaking the words.
Okay.
You can do certain things, like you could say, okay, well, I'm going to cast this fireball, which hits everything in a 15-foot radius or 30-foot diameter, right? I'm going to cast fireball, but I don't want it to hit any of my friendlies. You can do that at level 3.
All right. Okay.
That's the meta magic gives you a certain amount of points that when you cast a spell, you'll be able to say, I want to do this to empower my spell, or to, twin cast my spell. So at level 3 is when most people get all of their archetypes. For you, you get meta magic. Saucy being a rogue, you're going to get to choose different things. Like you could be a swashbuckler, you could be a mastermind, you could be a psionic knife one, which basically means that you get weapons that will just appear in your hands. You could throw them and they will just appear in your hands again.
Ooh.
You've seen Naruto, right?
Oh yeah.
What was I'm sorry if I traumatize you guys. What was it Ozma that had those knives that he could mold his chakra into?
I think so. Oh my god. I haven't heard that name in years.
Ozma's the dad that could basically channel the energy into his kunai, or into his brass
That
knuckle.
was
Yeah.
his name. I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah, I can't. It's been a long time.
Okay. But yes,
But yeah, I know who you're talking about. Yes.
as a rogue, you can be one of those. As a rogue, you can also be an assassin, where the first round of combat, if you, I guess you get an extra 10 feet of movement, and you get an extra D8 worth of damage on whatever target you hit, as long as you go before them, or your first hit is an automatic crit, or something along those lines, is the assassin. But swashbuckler kind of gives you the more fancy footwork, and you can be that whole Sirio archetype that you want.
Okay.
But again, that's all at level 3. DM
Okay.
William is in the chat.
DM
Will.
William.
Wait,
He's
what?
here. Will is in chat. He says hi. He says he's proud to see I'm finally getting this going. My players are lucky. I don't know if I deserve that flattery, but either way, I'm very happy to see you in the chat. I'm really digging the new tattoo you got. And welcome back to the land of the living. Yeah, you might be interested to hear the players. The players are Crabopoly and the Saucy Bartender with Varys and Gale. That is the party. So that's what we're starting with. And
Player.
yes. So we're hoping that this will be a lot of fun. You just get home from work?
Man, these spells are bonkers. There's so many.
I'm so happy I don't have to do it that straight.
I'm just like I'm like envisioning scenarios that we could potentially be in and be like, oh, this spell could work for that.
Well, think about it from a detective standpoint, or from your detective standpoint. What kind of spells would your character have with them?
Very specifically mine, yes.
And yeah, I mean that.
I could see him having like the power of suggestion, like to the 10th degree. You should
But
do
I have-
this, and then everyone's like, "Should I do this?"
But I have a list.
Oh my god, he has a
I
list.
can't just choose.
Oh,
like, I
I
can't
see.
just like make up one. I have
Well,
to like
then
pick
never
a spell.
mind.
As I said, we are. I mean, I'm here. Yuki's here. Yeah, if you want, suggestions, let us know. I'm sure somebody will be able to tell you, oh yeah, this is this and this is this, and if you want to do this, then look at these spells, kind of thing. I would suggest getting at least one damaging spell. Firebolt is probably the most powerful cantrip you can find. I don't know about the level ones.
Yeah, that one was near certainty for me. Yeah.
Yeah, and then the rest, I mean, Prestidigitation is just an all-around support spell that is very, very, very common. Dancing lights and fun kind of party tricks is a lot of fun. Color spray, I think, is one, although that might be first level. But yeah, I mean, have fun. Go at it. I mean, there's always other characters that you can create. I mean, other games and whatnot. The world is your oyster. So,
Love it.
But yes, so my homework for everyone is to let me know what their starting equipment, including weapons, is, so I can make sure that everything is set up for next Friday. And then if you have any storyline or kind of backstory that you want me to tie into this, let me know that as well. I will make sure that everything is here and everything is set up. And yeah, I don't think there's anything else. The goal is to have you guys in here at 10 minutes to 9 Eastern on Friday, just so we can make sure that everyone's ready to go. Well, no, it's, I mean, I know that is dinner time for you guys, so that's why I said the goal. I'd like to start at 9.
Yeah, we'll be on time now that we aren't being jitzes.
Okay. Yeah, and I mean, my goal is to start at 9, so we can be done by 1, so I can hopefully get up at a reasonable hour in the morning. I mean, as it stands now, I have to be at my friend's house in 6 hours and 12 minutes. So I'm gonna have a lot of fun trying to go to bed. But yeah, thank you everyone for tuning in. Thank you players for coming in and helping me walk through my first session 0. I can't wait for session 1, and this is going to be a lot of fun.
Very excited.
As you guys can see, you're very welcome. And as you can see in roll20, the Dragons of Stormwreck Isle, you will be dealing with dragons. That is your hint. That is your hint for the entire campaign. And yeah, if you guys want to stay and chit chat in the lobby of my Discord, I want to make sure that this still works. Anybody who is in chat who wants to come say hi, I will stick around for 5-10 minutes, just debriefing and saying hi and talking to everybody, because I miss talking to Yuki. We're going to be in the lobby of my Discord. For anyone else, we will see you all next week. And in the meantime, I want to figure out somebody to raid.
Yeah.
Let me go to my...
I think I'm gonna call it a night because I'm a bit tired from today. A lot of stuff going on today. Sorry if I was a bit quiet.
Oh no, you're never quiet, Varys. No, I mean, yeah. All right. Well, thank you, everyone. Thank you, Mama Bear, for subscribing again and for the 500 biddies. You are truly too kind. I don't know what I would do without you. And for everyone else, have a great night, Alex. I'll catch you later. Okay, so let's see. Who to raid? What do we have? We have... Okay. Sounds good. All good. I think I'm going to raid Stargana, because she always ends before I do. She gets to that. So we're going to raid Star. She's actually running. Exactly. That's why I'm a big fan of raiding them, because she always raids me, and she's a fantastic person, and she plays D&D all the time. So we are going to spam some emotes. If you're a subscriber, I prefer my Minds Raid emote just because it's different and I love it. But I will see you all next Friday for session 1. Catch you guys soon.